What's up, guys? Welcome back to Kitchen Court Cases, where we watch court in my kitchen. I hope you've had a wonderful day today. It's Thursday. Is it Thursday? It's Thursday. It's Thursday, July the 13th of 2023, and we are going to watch court together. Before we do, I want to hear what you had for dinner. Go ahead and tell me what you had for dinner in the chat. If you didn't like what you had for dinner, go ahead and tell me what you wish you had for dinner. I see a lot of my friends in the chat. Tanya's here, Sashina's here, Hector's here, Cellulite Yoga Pants is here, Les Gardner is here. Hello to Maine, Les. Did I say sashimi? Yes. And she had meatloaf and mashed potatoes, something I've never had. Wow, very cool. Guys, please clock in for your shifts by hitting that like button. Georgia Peach, congratulations, friend, on getting monetized. I saw that. Good job. You had split pea soup with cheesy Texas toast. I love that. I am so proud of you. Keep going. And I'll have to add you to my channel recommendations, you guys. Okay, Hector hasn't eaten yet. It's not dinner time here. I understand, Hector. I'm also on the West Coast in Canada, where it's still light outside, as you can see. Vicky had stuffed peppers. Yummy. Courtney's here. Welcome, Courtney. How do you like my dress? This dress also reminds me of Courtney. There's like two dresses that I have that really remind me of Courtney. Courtney had chicken tenders and garden salad. Les and Jody had loaded subs. Ooh, that sounds yummy. I love it. I love it too. It also needs pockets though. Like, as a rule, if anybody out here is designing women's clothes, put fucking pockets in it. Excuse my language. Okay, guys. We are not going to talk about how I also wore this dress when my daughter was first born 15 years ago. I'm pretty impressed with that. Um, but it's like this. I like it actually very much. Anyways, and the print is great. So we've got a lot of court to watch today. Some fucking awesome court, you guys. So clock in for your shift, take your meds, drink some water, have I don't know, tell us what's going on in your life. Tell us what you're proud of today. I'm proud that I fit into this dress. That's what I'm proud of. Tell us what you're proud of in the chat. I have a little list here. You can see there's scribbles on it on both sides. So you know, that's right. We're going to start with that. Okay. We have Courtney's having a hard drink and then going for a late night bike ride. Is that on a stationary bike or a motionary? Stationary or motion bound? Hi, insert funny name. Welcome. We're going to start with something that I picked up randomly at the end of the day today. Just give me 1 second while I gather that. You guys talk amongst your, oh, the house tour. I labeled some things today because that's another thing I'm proud of. Today I labeled a few videos instead of just leaving them as the default thing. I maybe just did that 3 minutes ago, but that's still doing it. Okay.
Oh, that's okay. Just give me 1 second.
Yep, give me 1 second too, Judge. I'm not quite ready yet. So harmonies here, excellent. Motionary is perfectly right because Sashina says so. She's a teacher. Oh, good. You let the snake go, Sashina. That's a very good thing. Guys, if you're just getting here, please clock in for your shift by hitting that like button. We're about to watch some court. We're starting with a football player in traffic court, and the judge thinks she has dad jokes up her sleeve. Let's put it that way. So, welcome. If you're new here, say hello. Tell us about yourself. We like to know those things. Um, I'm like, what screen is it going to go on? Oh no. Let's just move forward. Move forward. Move forward. Keep going. Bring the video down onto this screen. Open this screen up. Put it full screen. Press play. Does this guy have a comb in his hair, you guys? What's going on here?
Okay. You are, let me look here. Okay.
Hold on. 2 lurkers actually said hello, or 2 people. Hi, the Kraken or the Kraken, and Becky New. Hi. Yes, Becky. These are absolutely affirmations about being single, and we will get there. You are going to feel great about sleeping alone tonight, my friend. Absolutely solid choice. Solid choice.
All right. So you've already pled on that theft. I'm sorry. Are we on a payment plan on that? Well, I don't know why there's a warrant. Okay, so let me look at it and then we'll.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm going to tell you the truth. I mean, a lot of times we make people come in person if you have warrants, but we'll see if we can. And in person, not to just because we want to see you in person. Oh, hi, Ms. Denham. But not, so I may or may not be able to talk to you about it. I mean, we may not be able to work something out, but let me look in a second. Okay, I hate to tell you to hold on, but because I'm afraid you're going to lose that connection again. But let me ask Ms. Denham, who do we have now that we need to talk to?
I spoke to Ernesto Hernandez and his mom, Amanda Martinez,
Okay.
and I had actually talked to them in May.
Uh-huh.
And so I made an offer to do a deferral for him, and here are the terms. And I told him you had the final say.
Okay.
He would have to pay. He had to come in tomorrow and pay $334 in full.
Okay.
He would have to take a driver safety class.
Mhm.
He would have to perform 30 hours of community service, and he'd have 180 days compliance.
Okay.
And he says he can do all of that and wants to do all of that and can come in tomorrow and pay the $334, sign the deferred, and pick up his paperwork.
Okay. And once again, did you say 180 days? Is that what
Yes,
you said?
180 days,
Okay.
30 hours of community service,
Okay.
driver safety class, and payment of full $334.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Martinez and mom, Mr. Martinez, does that sound like what you want to do? Are you guys good with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Great.
Yes.
I will approve that. Then, you can just come in and pay that tomorrow and we'll get that done. So I did not read any juvenile warnings. Do I have to do that? Ms. Denham? I guess I better do that.
Yeah. You need to advise them about.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna read these to you real quickly. This is something we have to save. And again, I'm gonna follow that agreement. And, but I need to give you these juvenile warnings that are by law. So both you and your parent have a continuing obligation to notify this court of a change of address. That obligation doesn't end when you turn 17, but only upon final disposition of the matter. In addition, you have an obligation to resolve this juvenile matter by the time you turn 17, and failing to do these things, not updating your address, not resolving these charges, and failing to return may result in a separate charge being filed after you turn 17, and a warrant could be issued on that charge. All right, so that's what I needed to let you know. Do you understand that? Sort of. Just basically take care of your case. Okay, take care of your case, Ernesto. And I know you'll do that. So, all right. So we're gonna send you that. Well, no, we're not, because you're gonna come in.
No, yeah, they're gonna come in tomorrow.
And said, okay, sounds great. We'll see you guys tomorrow then.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, Ms. Denham, what did we know?
How about Mr. Hobson?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
No, mama for Mr. Hobson. Would they just make a decision? This gets good, you guys. I promise. We'll see what happens. This just the guy and her have a really funny exchange. Please clock for your shift, please. It's like I'm all about shifting positions every once in a while, and I think that's super fun. But come on, the Zoom thing could pick a spot.
Okay, Mr. John, are you still there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, there we go. All right. Sorry about that. Okay.
No, you're right.
All right, so let's look again here. All right, so you had, okay, I see where it is now. All right. So you saw Judge Hamilton on this. Okay, so we got two things going on here. It looks like you had
Yes, ma'am.
on your, and you probably know all this, but I'm just gonna say it so we can figure it out here. You had pled on, let me see here, on that theft charge. Is that right? No, yeah, on 121, you saw Judge Hamilton and you were setting up a payment plan, $50 bi-weekly, and so that somehow did not get paid. I guess you paid 150, so you still owed money, and then we set you for show cause hearing, and then you didn't come to the show cause hearing on May 23rd. So a warrant was issued on that one for that reason. Okay, so
Yes, ma'am.
okay.
I had signed with I played professional arena football, and I got signed by a team, so I had to up and leave, and then the schedules are a little busy, so I just dropped the ball on that. No, no excuse. Yes, ma'am. I just
dropped the literal ball or the figurative ball?
Nah, never that. Never that. I wouldn't have.
Let's just go ahead and give her a round of applause here. We'll play that one more time for her. That joke is big. Obviously, she was quick on the draw for that.
Okay, so
Yes, ma'am.
okay.
I had signed with I played professional arena football, and I got signed by a team, so I had to up and leave, and then the schedules are a little busy, so I just dropped the ball on that. No, no excuse. Yes, ma'am. I just
dropped the literal ball or the figurative ball?
Nah, never that. Never that. I wouldn't have got signed if I did all that.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'm sorry. I think I'm funny sometimes, right?
No,
all right,
it was clever.
Okay, so let's start. Okay, so we'll talk about what to do on that in a second.
Yes,
and then in the meantime, you have that new seatbelt passenger, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
yes,
you hadn't pled on that one. Okay, so do you want? Okay, so do you want to? I'm going to get a plea on that first. You know how you're wanting to plead on the no seatbelt passenger?
No contest, ma'am.
No contest. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, on your no contest plea, finding court costs are $234 on that. So, okay, here's the thing. So, okay, it looks like you're gonna. I'm just gonna round it. I think you're owing. Looks to me like you owe the. I cannot talk to you. You owe for 400 on the other one, right? Is
yes,
that 400, and then you're gonna owe 234 on this. Now, these are warrants. To get these warrants off, can you pay? We usually have you pay $50 on each warrant. Okay, can you pay it 100 today or by tomorrow?
I probably could pay it tomorrow. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, because normally when you have warrants, I mean, it's just we need to get the warrant fee back. I mean,
yes, ma'am.
And so
that's one reason I'm trying to get it handled. My wallet got stolen, and I've been trying to get a new job while I'm in the off season, but I don't have an ID, and I can't.
Okay, that's like 4 excuses right away there. Let's just break that down for a moment. He got a new job, but he doesn't have money to pay his fines because his wallet was stolen. While he's trying to get a job in the off season, because of the stolen wallet, he no longer has identification, which makes it very difficult to get ID or to get a job. But not the job that he already has playing in the professional football. Was it? Which one was that? Like, Judge is like, I want to believe you, my friend, but look at her face right now. Seriously, oh my God. Oh my gosh.
Get an ID without having this handled, or at least something showing that I'm handling these warrants. So, yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. That's in between a rock and a hard place. You mean like
yes, ma'am.
Trying to get it at the DPS, you mean, or
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, let's see. Okay, so I'm going to, since you, I mean, you're going to take care of this now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you entered a plea on the one. Okay, let me ask it. Let's do it this way. Could you pay $50 tomorrow? Or
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So
Today,
I could do it today. Yes, ma'am.
okay, great. We're gonna have you pay $50 on your on this old case. Well, payment
Yes, ma'am.
on the payment plan. I'm not sure how I'm working this, Millie. How am I gonna work this? I was gonna pay $50 today, and he's pleading on the other one. So that I would take the both warrants off on those.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you pay $50 today, sorry, then what kind of payment plan do you want on the rest of it?
Could we consolidate the total, like the
Yes, we
the
will.
amounts? Okay, I could do $50 biweekly.
Okay, all right. When do you want to make that first biweekly payment? So tomorrow, tomorrow is the 14th. You're going to pay $50 tomorrow. I mean today.
Okay, and then
tomorrow. We said tomorrow first. You're going to pay $50
yes, ma'am.
today.
2 weeks from tomorrow is fine.
Okay, so then you'll pay $50 bi-weekly beginning on the 28th. Is 2 weeks from tomorrow. That's a Friday. Is that right? Is that what you want?
Yes, ma'am. Just to keep it something easy to remember.
Okay. All right, $50 for. Okay, you want that paperwork we're going to send to you by mail or by email?
By email.
Okay. All right. We will get that to you and send you all of that and if you'll go ahead and make that payment today, then we'll.
This judge is so nice. I like her so much. Welcome, Presto. We don't have Cash App in Canada, but I have PayPal, I think. And I also have Buy Me a Coffee or whatever that is. But no Cash App here in Canada. Although I've heard about it. It sounds so cool. Bye, Hector. We will probably be here in 90 minutes. Let's be realistic here. Laura in Michigan, my friend. Lovely to see you. Also, Lawrence Browning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. They send it by Messenger Moose. That's true, Courtney. That is 100% true. Please go ahead and clock in for your shift. That is the best and free way that you can help me, your girl, do better with YouTube Daddy is by giving me a like on the YouTubes and a subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, no, we don't have Venmo. We don't have any of that. We all have bank accounts that are with like 7 different banks. Everybody in Canada banks with one of 7 to 8 banks and maybe a credit union. But the reality is most people will have an absolutely like standard bank account with one of the big, they used to call them big 5 banks when I worked at the bank, but now there's like 7. Guys, I hope you're doing so well. Let's just finish off this clip with this judge, Orlando Chiquita. Oh my gosh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, 5 memberships. You guys, make sure your memberships are turned on for gifting because we have the best people in here, like Donna, my friend Orlando Chiquita, who gifts memberships like that. Look at that. Oh yeah. By the way, thank you so much, Orlando Chiquita. I got distracted. I get distracted when this thing comes up, and I love it. So let's just keep going. We'll watch this, and I've got a list today, so we're in a good
I'll
stead.
send you that paperwork with a new payment plan. Okay, just sign it and get it back to us. All right.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. I appreciate it. As far as this goes, will this show that like I have an agreement in place that I'm handling this, just so when I go to the DPS, they don't try to.
Yeah. Well, what it'll show is after you will get the warrants will be taken off after there's a plea. If you need the actual paperwork, DPS won't show any warrants after probably, I'm going to say they're gone by tomorrow, but I mean, yeah, they should be gone by tomorrow. I mean, I'm signing the paperwork right now. As long as you make that payment.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Just one moment.
And then I was going to end it, but look what happens next. We get these 2 brothers.
Okay, Miss Denham, go ahead.
Mr. Hobson, excuse me, is going to plead not guilty today. He's going to ask for another appearance date in 45 days. He's going to get his vehicle renewed and send in some paperwork. He just needs some time to do that. And then he and I will talk again about the compliance.
Okay, all right, great. So Mr. Hobson, does that sound like your agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, so I'll put you on appearance docket, and do you want a virtual appearance date in 45 days? Did you say 45?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, we'll put you on that new docket, and we're gonna send it to you, the new court date, by mail or email?
Email.
Okay, we'll get that to you. All right, do you have any other questions, sir?
So I'm just gonna get all this paperwork via email and then just settle everything from there.
Yes, I mean, you're gonna get the new court date, and just as Ms. Denham already explained to you, that if you get all
Yes.
that, yeah, to us before that, we can get it settled that way, or you'll have to put it on that day.
Yes, ma'am. That
Okay,
sounds good.
all right, thank you very much. You
Yes,
may-
ma'am. I appreciate it.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, so next, Ms. Denham, did you ever speak with I'm looking at Ms. Dearman.
Oh, well, so in the order of numbers who came in, Mr. Rodriguez was next.
Oh, okay, well, you're cut, then by all means, let's have him go next then.
And there's two of them.
Oh,
There's
What do you mean?
Alejandro Rodriguez and Jose Rodriguez.
With their own tickets?
Say what? Yeah. The brothers got tickets again. Last week we had a hilarious traffic mitigation hearing where where these two guys who looked like brothers from other mothers were having the best time in the world at their traffic mitigation hearing, which is fucking tragically underwatched, by the way. It's got like 230 views or something sad like that, maybe more, but still tragically underwatched. It was a very, very funny one. I don't know, Trish. I keep looking every day. I don't know. But anyway, so like here we go. We have two brothers who both have tickets. Let's see what we got. And I love this judge already. Her name is Judge Evans, by the way. Judge Evans. Also, guys, if you're just getting here, please go ahead and clock in for your shift by hitting that like button. YouTube Daddy just loves that. He just loves it.
Yes, separate tickets. So Alejandro has his ticket and Jose has his ticket.
Do I need it? Okay, okay.
And they're both the same.
wait. Okay. All right, so we have got, okay, so did Miss Gomez ever come back? Miss Gomez and Angelica Gomez.
No, she has not. She is
All
not
right.
in the waiting room.
Okay, so Miss Dearman, hold on a moment.
Judge has the ropes on the right way.
Okay. I see. Okay, so all right, Miss Dearman, can you unmute, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hold on one moment. I lost the cover sheet. It fell off the printer.
She has a printer right there
Millie,
and
can you
it
find
fell off.
another cover sheet for me? Millie, would you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it fell off the printer with the paperwork.
Hi, Chrissy.
One moment.
No problem.
Oh, you know what? Me,
Larry Beaver. Larry Beaver.
I'm just the printer. There we go. It's coming. Okay, so Ms. Dearman, you have, okay, looks like you pled not guilty previously, and you're on a pro se appearance docket for September 12th. So with that drug paraphernalia possession, what could I do for you today? So you have a court date, it looks like on September 12th.
Yeah, I No, last time whenever I was in court for this, I just was basically just going to hold off on anything because of the other proceedings with the same situation, I guess. or whatever.
Gotcha, I understand. Okay, so what were we wanting to do today?
I was wanting to do the same thing if I can.
Who feels like they're like at Subway ordering a sandwich and the clerk's like, what did you want? And the person in front of you is like being sort of obstinate, like the same thing I have every day. And the clerk's like, well, I make, I don't know, 300 subs a day. You mean nothing to me. I don't remember what sub you have. And they like persist in not telling what sub they have. You know what I'm saying? Like that feels like exactly what's happening in this court hearing right now. Like what I did last time is not usually an answer that's good in court.
It looks like, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Considering that I haven't really gone to court for the other
Stuff, okay.
stuff.
Okay, all right, so I'm just trying to figure out, I'm glad you came tonight, welcome you. I'm trying to figure out why, so you were already set, looks like on September 13th. Did you just come in on your own today or did they?
I was supposed to have a court date on I want to say the 11th of this week, and I was unable to make it because
Oh, wow. This is bold. You guys, this is a bold strategy. I had a court date on the 11th. It's the 13th. I'm sorry. Nonchalant about that. What's going on here?
transportation issues and whatnot, and so I got told that I could.
Oh, okay. I think I don't know. I mean, we have 4 judges here, but I think I remember this. Okay, now I see it. Okay, well, it was a different judge, but okay, gotcha. You were given a motion for continuance. Yes, you were supposed to come on the 11th to see for your court date, and then Judge Hamilton granted a motion for continuance for 45 days. All right, and so. Yes. So right now your date is September the 12th. Your new court date is that. Does that sound right to you? Is that what you have, Millie, on yours? Is September 12th. What did I say? September 12th.
Yes.
Okay. And that is at what time?
And it looks like that court notice might have gone out today, so she might not have gone.
Oh, you didn't get it yet. Okay. So hey, it was better for you to get her here early than not get. Yeah, they sent it out. So is it at 9 a.m. or those pro se appearance dockets?
Yes, it's at 9.
At 9 a.m. Okay.
I did get an email earlier, I think, that said that I'm supposed to be at court on the 12th at 9 a.m. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. So that's what that.
Okay, but it's also the 13th. Like, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse here or anything, but you've just explained that on the 11th and the 12th, you were supposed to come to court, but you didn't. Usually not very good. Oh my God, Nana's yelling. She's on the phone about something crazy. You guys, please enjoy this court. We're just about to lead into we have 2 minutes left of this. We're just about to lead into our main event of the evening. The husband was already married. TPO, not clickbait at all. I promise.
That's what we have for now. And so, because they did agree to that continuance, and so that should give you, here we are, July, August, September. Yeah, that gives you a couple of months. And if you just come back on that date, if they still haven't resolved the other issues, make sure you come on that date at 9 a.m. Okay, or come get on Zoom ahead of time to say you don't have an attorney on the other.
I do have a public defender. I've talked to him once, so I haven't really.
Okay. Well, and he needs to, he may not. I mean, he can advise you on what to do on this if he needs to. But yeah, we'll just but make sure you do come on that date or before. And hopefully you'll have that other stuff resolved. and
Okay.
know what to do on this. Okay, we'll see.
Alright.
You won't forget that. Do we need to send? So you did get the email. You won't forget that September.
Yeah, no, I got the email. I
Okay.
will put it in my calendar.
Okay, sounds great. All right. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
You're okay. She just didn't make it the other 2 days, but definitely this time she's going to make it. Give me one moment while I close that curtain and I open up the. Oh yeah, before we get going on the main TPO for tonight, you guys, at one point today, for some reason, they had lost one of the participants of the Zoom call. Nobody could find him. For some reason, they left the YouTube stream on. And I watched this hunt happen for this guy. And we got a house tour of one of the witnesses here. It's quite funny. Just watch for a couple minutes here. It's they start talking about it. Here it is. Oh yeah. So oh yeah, that was exactly the spot. I remember. Okay. Here we go.
If you can start your camera, please. If you can unmute, please. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes,
How are you today?
I'm fine.
Good. Are you a witness today for, is it Quentin?
Yes.
Have you spoken to Quentin?
I've spoken to him early today.
Okay, because it looks like Quentin has left the area. I was wondering if you could just give him a call and ask him to come back to the room so I can bring him out.
Okay, let me get my other phone right quick here. One moment.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Brian, call your uncle on the phone. Call your uncle. Here, call him on your phone. Call him. Tell him to come back to the. Call him right here. I'm trying to get him now.
Okay, I appreciate it. So we can just start the hearing once he gets back.
Quint. 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 Hello. I think he hung up. Let me see. And trying to. They want you to come.
Pause. This is the part I was perplexed about. What is that flag of? I thought it said bird band, like they had a bird band. You guys, this went on for 9.5 minutes as they searched for this guy. Quite the funny TPO. Does anybody know what that is? I have no clue what that is. He literally disappeared from the TPO hearing. That's the other funny part about this, right? Okay. Does anybody know what that is before I dip out and we'll get the main event here going? The Atlanta Falcons. It is the Falcons. Okay, I thought that initially, but then I didn't see like any Atlanta stuff, so I was like, oh, whatever. That's funny though. So that was the house tour. Now we are on. Yeah, this one. Okay, so first of all, I just want to talk to you guys a little bit first about
We have now reached this case. Just a reminder to
this
parties,
reminder.
participants, and viewers on the
Ma'am,
internet.
ma'am, I'm not ready yet. I'm going to give you your deference and you're going to be able to have your warning. I also get to give my warning. This is her warning against me. I hear it, but I just want to reiterate the implicit agreement that we have as a family of chat that if I was to get incarcerated for any of this, y'all would be bailing me out. I just need that has to be like that. We want that to be just straight up. So this one I recorded in 2x speed, so we don't know how it'll sound, but you have to do these things. We're going to slow her down. But Judge is speaking specifically to me here. She says something, she'll go like this. She'll say, if you are recording right now, stop. And I'll be like, usually I'll be standing sort of like, you can't really see, but I'll be standing up on the stairs, like out on the deck, smoking a joint or something. Completely not cool. And I just sort of laugh and I'm like, she is trying. I mean, she's getting through to me. I'm hearing her. I hear her every time she says it. I hear it. I know she means it, but it's just like no teeth, no teeth.
Any unauthorized recording of these proceedings is strictly prohibited and can subject one to criminal contempt consequences with the possibility of incarceration for any unauthorized recording of these proceedings. Okay. This is, as I said, position 15 on the calendar, 23 PO 5623. Your Lot Joseph versus Olaranu Waju. Sorry, Olagameda. And I apologize for my mispronunciations. The family violence petition was filed in this case on June 15th of 2023. The ex parte order was issued on June 28th of 2023 and filed on June 30th of 2023. And service was made by law enforcement upon the respondent on July 5th of 2023. I'm sorry, that's not right. I was looking at the wrong, hold on. The petition in this case was filed June 15th. The ex parte order was issued June 22nd and filed June 23rd of this year. And the law enforcement officer completed service on June 24th of this year. So at this time, I understand the parties did attempt to reach an agreement through the facilitator, and I appreciate your efforts in trying to do so. And I understand you were not able to reach an agreement. So at this time, I will proceed with the motion and have a hearing on this case to decide if the order will be extended for 12 months. The way that's going to work is I will swear both parties in, and then the petitioner will go first because she bears the burden as she is the person who filed the motion, and she must prove by preponderance of the evidence, more likely than not, that acts of family violence have been committed, and there's a reasonable likelihood of acts of family violence in the future. And there are certain definitions of what are acts of family violence, everything from criminal trespass, interfering with one's use of property, to civil assault, to any felony. So I will be applying the law to the facts that come out in this hearing as alleged and testified to. Once the petitioner has testified, the respondent will have a chance to ask any specific questions if he has any about her testimony. That is not the time to testify or say whether you agree or don't agree with something.
Just before we get started, guys, just to point out, she's the petitioner and he is the respondent. They are a married couple. This is a TPO hearing, which means that there may be allegations of a distressing nature. So please keep that in mind. But before you leave, if you're gonna hit that like button, it helps me out with YouTube Daddy. I'm so glad to see you all here. This is honestly a spicy hearing. It gets spicy. I am gonna need to use Larry Beaver at a later point in time because these two idiots bring a child into court. She is an older child, but she's still, in my mind, a little bit coerced. So we'll talk about that when we get there. But let's continue on, you guys.
Is the time to ask specific questions about what has just been testified to. And I will ask those questions to each party so there is no direct back and forth. Petitioner may also present any witnesses and evidence that she wishes to. And then once she has completed her case and the respondent has had a chance to question those witnesses through me, the respondent will testify and have the chance to, if he wishes to, let the court anything he wants the court to know about the allegations and present any evidence that he has or witnesses that he may have. And the petitioner will have an opportunity to ask any specific questions if she chooses about what has been testified to, knowing that both parties will have a chance to fully let the court know when they testify what they want the court to know about what's going on in this case. If there are any witnesses, I'm going to ask that the witnesses stay out of earshot in another room until they are called. So I see somebody sitting next to you that may be your witness, Miss Joseph. She just needs to go into another room until it's her turn to testify, okay?
Okay.
And not watch anything on YouTube or otherwise, okay?
Okay.
All right. So at this point, if both of you would please raise your right hands. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury, Miss Joseph?
I do.
And Mr. Olagameta? I do. All right, thank you. Y'all may lower
And
your
me,
hands.
I do too.
Ms. Joseph, you will go first, and we'll keep the other party muted while one party is testifying so that there's not any interruptions, and also keeps down background music of each of the parties or background interference. So at this point, Ms. Joseph, could you please state your full name?
Yola Joseph.
All right. And how do you know Mr. Olangameta?
He's my soon-to-be ex-husband.
Okay. How long have you known him?
3 years.
Do you have two devices on by any chance?
No, ma'am.
Some background.
No.
Okay. So you've known him 2 years?
3.
3 years. And do you have any children together?
No, ma'am.
When did you first get married? Or get married?
June 2020.
Okay. And how long did you know each other before that?
Briefly a month.
Hold on, did they just say a month? Is that what they said? A month? That's crazy. Also, Charles, if you want, but that's not very nice. I'm pretty sure she said a month. Where's my red flag? I'm gonna find it while we watch this. Damn it. I didn't press the play button. Hold on. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
And how long have you lived at the residence that you are at?
2+ years, almost 3 years. Will be 3 years in November.
Is it a lease or is there a title? Do you own it?
Yes, I own. It's a house. It's a title.
Okay, and is it in both of your names?
No, it's under my name.
What about utilities?
Everything's are under my names.
Okay. All right. So why did you file this order of petition seeking an order of protection?
Well, I filed for annulment for Mr. Laurie when I found out that he's married in another country. And when I tried to talk to
Rewrap that shit. Let's just see how everybody else handled that.
You are at
2+ years, almost 3 years. Will be 3 years in November.
is it a lease or is there a title? Do you own it?
Yes, I own. It's a house. It's a title.
Okay, and is it in both of your names?
No, it's under my name.
What about utilities?
Everything's are under my names.
Okay. All right.
Man, it just side-eyed me
why
about
did
the
you file
ginger ale.
this order of petition seeking an order of protection?
Well, I filed for annulment for Mr. Laurie when I found out that he's married in another country. And when I tried to talk to him about it, he was being very ugly about it, threatening me, calling me, saying all kind of name and make me feel bad about myself. And even when I try to talk to him about it, he wouldn't listen. Then prior to file for the petition before he got served, he was pulling me in front of my kids, calling me his property. Even if I told him not to talk to me, not to touch me, he was calling me his property. I'm his property until everything dropped down. I'm his property. I'm his wife. He can do whatever. So I got scared, and especially him doing it in front of my kids, I got scared. So this is why but every time when I filed for the petition, every time he come after I filed, he come home, he said, we need to talk. I said, I don't need to talk to you. Just stay in your lane. I stay in my lane. And that because he called police on me and everything because I mean lock him out. And when the police come, the police say I don't have no right to lock him out until everything go file the divorce and everything goes up. He still have the right to come to the house. So I said, okay.
Before or after your ex parte? So you had not.
Before.
Okay, go ahead.
Before the ex parte.
Yes.
When he got served for the annulment, I locked him out because I didn't know how his demeanor was gonna be when he come to the house when he got served. So he called police, and the police said I cannot lock him out because he still have the right in the house, etc. So after the police left, he started calling me. I didn't know you were that dumb. I didn't know you were that illiterate. You act like you know the law and etc. etc. And I even went to the police and tell the police, hey, you told me that he can stay in the house. But why is he calling me name? Why is he still disrespecting me, still insulting me? According to the police, right in front of him, the police say, oh, there's no law say that he can exchange word as long as he doesn't put his hands on you. He can call you whatever he wants to. This is what the police say right in front of him. He can call you as long as he doesn't put his hands on you. He can call you, he can say, call any kind of name. So I came upstairs. I didn't say nothing to him. I just went to bed. And weeks after coming, every time he come, he said, we need to talk. I said, I don't want to talk to you. Please do not touch me. Stay in your lane. I stay in my lane. But he keep consistently. And the week before he got served, he came to me and said, let's talk. I said, please, I don't want to talk. Do not touch me. Do not talk to me. Just leave me alone. And he stopped grabbing me, say, you are my property. I can talk to you. I can touch you if I want to. I said, I will call police. He said, what you gonna tell the police? Ha 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 ha. I'm still your husband. Then the kids heard me keep saying, stop, stop, stop. They rush upstairs, say, mommy, are you okay? I said, just stay here. He told them, just go, mommy. Mommy's Mr. Larry's just having a conversation with mommy because mommy she's my property. I can talk to her. Ha 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 ha. I told the kids do not go because for some at some point I got fear. I got scared because the way he was laughing, I felt like his demeanor started to change. And I felt like, okay, with this evil laugh he was giving, he could have grabbed me and thrown me across the room. This is what I told the kids, please don't go nowhere. And after the Sunday before, he finally parked that day and then left the house. And I went to do a job, and then he came home, and we have a camera at the door. And I said, okay, I'm not here right now. Give me 30 minutes. I should be home to open the door because you left. I didn't know you were coming home. For safety, I'll lock the door. Give me 30 minutes. I'm not too far. Let me come home. He was at the door. You better, why you locking myself, knock me out of my own house? You trying me. I will deal with you. You better come on and open the door, blah, blah, blah. This is when I called the police. I told the police, please come and serve him because the way he was screaming, the way he was yelling, I didn't feel safe in the house anymore. So this is why I got him, I got the ex parte. So
Okay.
because
So you said threats.
yeah,
What threats has he made to you?
by saying he will deal with me, I will deal with you. You don't know who you're messing with, I will deal with you.
Did you take that as a threat to your personal safety?
I do. I have 3 children. I do.
When you say he grabbed and pushed you, in
He
front of,
grabbed me, he was grabbing me, said, I'm his property. You are my property. I can touch you. I can talk to you. And he was grabbing me
where was he grabbing you?
in my arm
Where on your arm?
right here. I was sitting in the bed and he kept grabbing me. You are my property. I can talk to you. I can touch you. And I was, trying to run across the bed, say, stop, stop, leave me alone, do not touch me. And the kids heard me saying, stop, they rush upstairs. Okay.
What's the last communication you've had from him?
Since the ex parte, no, I haven't had any communication with him.
What's the status of your annulment at this time that you're aware of?
We're still waiting on the hearing.
Okay. And are you asking the court to extend this order for 12 months?
Yes, please. For my safety and the kids' safety.
Had he ever threatened you or yelled at you in the past?
Yes, he has.
Under what circumstances?
When I'm trying to talk to him, he always say, mind my business, stay in my lane, even if I want to try to have a conversation, he always yelling, mind my business, stay in my lane.
In your petition, you indicated that he's said he will finish you. Has he said that to you before?
Yes, he said he will make sure he deal with me.
And when you say he's screaming at you, how far or close is he from you?
And sometimes we can be in the room, or he's probably in the room is big. He's probably in the bathroom, and I'm in the room. Or sometimes we're probably not too far from each other.
Okay. Do you have, so at this point, I'm going to let the respondent ask any specific questions that he may want to ask. Knowing this is not the time to testify, you'll have a chance to testify, sir. But you can unmute and let me know if you have any specific questions you would like me to ask her about what she has testified to.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
You don't want me to respond now, just want me to.
Do you have any specific questions you want me to ask her about what she testified to? Or you're free to just tell me when it's your turn, everything you would like me to know.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Ma'am, do you have any witnesses you would like me to hear from?
I was gonna burn my daughter, but I don't know. It's okay.
Okay. Was she a, how old is she?
She's 16.
Was she a witness to any of these threats?
When he was grabbing me, she was there.
Okay.
They all three of them, all three kids, they were here hearing him.
All right. You don't need, you don't want to, that's your decision if you want to call her or not.
No, it's okay.
Okay. All right. You still you may have an opportunity to call her if you wish to once the respondent has finished, since it is your burden, you have the right to open and then rebut.
Okay.
Okay. Have you submitted any evidence or anything else you want the court to consider?
No.
All right. Okay. All right, sir. So at this point, this is your chance to let the court know what you want the court to know about any allegations of family violence and why you think the order should not be extended. Okay. So let me you can unmute and let me know. There we go.
Good afternoon, Your Honor, one more time. My name is Olanrewaju Olugmeta. And Miss Yolo Joseph is my wife, and I love her very much. She's my wife of 3 years now. She's not just my wife, she's also my best friend. She's my business partner. And we've never had any argument or domestic violence for the past over 3 years that we've been together. We have 3 kids that live with us in the house. They have never witnessed any day or any minute where we had an unresolvable argument. It's always laughter and So we had a little argument about the status of my ex-wife. So she was of the opinion that I was not fully divorced because we get along because she's still with my kids. I have 2 kids with my ex-wife in Nigeria, and I have to communicate.
I'll just say, I am an ex-wife too. But well, no. Yeah, no. I don't know what I'm trying to say with that. I don't know what I'm trying to say with that. He is not speaking very clearly. I wish we could hear him better. We can't. Um, Look at the lady's face, by the way. She's like, "Excuse me, what? Excuse me, what did you just say?" Let's continue. We'll work on it together. We'll take it slow. We'll ease into it.
With the kids to my ex-wife because they are little children, 10 and 9 years old. So for me to talk to the kids, I will have to call my ex-wife. So there's a need for us to have a mutual cordial.
Okay, for him to call his kids, he needs to call his ex-wife. That's why he has to have communication with his ex-wife. Duh. Okay, I got that.
Relationship because of this line of communication and kids. So Miss Hewlett has told me, why do you get along with your ex-wife? I said, look, hey, I have to get along with my ex-wife because she takes care of these kids. And moreover, I can't even talk to these kids without talking to her. So, of this.
So then she said to him, "Why do you have to get along with your ex-wife?" And he said, "I have to get along with my ex-wife because she takes care of my kids," which is completely logical. That's absolutely correct. Okay? So far, so good.
Line of communication and kids. So Miss Hewlett has told me, why do you get along with your ex-wife? I said, look, hey, I have to get along with my ex-wife because she takes care of these kids. And moreover, I can't even talk to these kids without talking to her. So the adults started rising up when I traveled home to see the kids. And when I was going home,
He repeated himself again about the kids. Then he said, "When I traveled home to see the kids."
I told her, even when I was leaving, when I landed in Nigeria, I would call her, we would do video call.
Even when I was leaving, when I landed in Nigeria, I would give her a video call.
I will carry her along. I made the kids talk to her. Every little picture I took, I sent to her over here. See where we are today. See what we're doing today. So upon returning to the state, things just started changing. She believed that I'm still married, and today.
Okay? He skipped over Nigeria pretty blatantly, just skipped right over the whole Nigeria trip. Now he's back in the States and things have changed. Oh my gosh. You spent an X number of days with your ex-wife and now your current wife is a little mad about that. That's also logical. No offense. But you gotta bring your new wife if you're gonna go visit your old wife. That's my theory on that one.
Extent of going to dig, like did some research and somebody gave her some sort of letter that the divorce was not true, So this kind of fueled her anger. And she thought, oh, I lied to her all this while that I was fully divorced, that the divorce that I did wasn't right. And that wasn't true, that wasn't the case.
The woman over here found out that the divorce that he received in Nigeria from his Nigerian wife was not official, and she was upset about it. And he tried to explain it to her.
So I've always tried to let her understand that I am your husband. I'm here with you 24/7. We are friends. We are business partners.
That's weird. He said, I have always tried to make her understand that I love you, that we are friends, we are business partners.
We are building future together. If I'm not here for you, why are we building businesses together? We bought a house together, even though my name is not on it. We built business from scratch, worth $200,000. We've done a lot of things. We have a limousine company. So why would I be building an empire with you?
Why would I be building a vampire with you? I think he said empire, but I really want it to be vampire. Why would I be building a vampire with you? Why would we waste all of our time sourcing out vampire parts, which are ridiculously expensive on Craigslist, not to mention the blood that we have to put into it, and, just a waste of vampire energy on this relationship.
If I'm not genuinely married to you. So I've tried all my possible best to let her understand that she shouldn't be listening to distractors and people who don't wish us well, or people who are envious of our marriage. But all my effort at trying to make her not to, to be distracted proved abortive.
All my efforts to distract her proved fruitless or something like this. This is craziness. We are seeing her whole shirt though, guys. Almost the whole shirt here. I know it was Empire now, but I still want it to be Vampire. It's going to be Vampire forever in my heart. They are creating their own vampire baby.
The issue of distrust has degenerated into a misfortune. So on this very particular period, when I came back from Nigeria, she, it got even more ugly as far as distrust, because it's not like I'm the kind of person, I
don't think the judge is getting all this. I'm having to pause and process this. I bet Nana wouldn't be getting any of this at this point. I think I've already forgotten what he said. That's how little it's coming through my brain. Look at his face. You guys look at his face. The vampire face.
like to argue with people. I don't even like to talk, she knows. I don't even like to talk too much. So, but even for me to talk, she has to pull me, she has to, interrogate me and pull words my mouth most of the time.
She has to interrogate me and talk to my mom or my mummy. Maybe she wanted a mummy example first. Oh my god, this is hilarious. You guys, a vampire limousine empire, yes.
So this time around, when I came in, she locked me out. I got served. I got served with a marriage annulment, and when I saw the whatever the service from the sheriff, I went to the court and got it. So that night, when I think that day, as soon as I got the paperwork and I signed it, I received it. I called most of most of my brothers and my friends to let me reach out to her and even beg her. I don't want my marriage to be annulled. I don't want us to have issues. And my friends, about 4 of my friends, have been calling her, begging her to drop it, to do this, to do that. So on this particular day, I got home and I found out that she had locked the door. I had to bang on the door. I had to knock on the door severally because it's a smart door. So normally I would have entered the code and I would have got it. I never had to knock on the door to go into my house. I will have to just, press the button and everything will open up. So I discovered that it wasn't opening, and I discovered that in the key, the opener, the key knob has been changed. I was surprised. So I knocked on the door. She opened the door eventually, and we got inside. We had a discussion, and I thought everything was going to be okay. The second day,
Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. I didn't get the rest of it. I didn't get that end part. Let's just see what happens here.
the same thing repeated itself. I had to knock a few times before one of our sons had to come open the door for me. And I'll be asking her, why do you have to keep locking me outside? This is not right. This is not fair. I work hard, then I'm back in the night to go into the house. I'm not sure my fate where I'm going to sleep. On the third occasion, this time around, I knocked, ring the bell, called. I was outside for like an hour. So I didn't know what to do. I said, okay, I'm going to call the police so that they could rescue me. So when I called 911, the car police showed up.
How did he call 911? None of that story said call 911 to me. Not any part of it.
And they said, well, we can't force the door open. She had to open the door. So the policeman banged on the door. Hey, the car police is here. So she came out and opened the door. Part of what I found out was that the police told her, this is not right. You can't lock your husband out. An husband cannot lock his wife out. Do not do this. This is a criminal offense, whatever. So don't do that again. Anytime you do it, I might lock you up. And right now, the police demanded that she gives me the key to the house, but she refused. The police stood there again and said, ma'am, you have to give him the key that you changed. She said, don't worry, I'll give it to him. The police asked again, I insist that you give him the key, but she didn't. So the police asked me, do you trust that she was going to give you the key? I said, well, I don't know, but let's just believe that everything is going to be okay. Then days later, she changed the password to the security system of the house. I don't know what is going on in the house. I'm supposed to be the security watchdog for what goes on in my house. I can't see nothing. Few days later, we have a tenant downstairs in the basement. The car that was parked outside was bubbled into. So I was trying to even check the camera to see what happened. I couldn't log in. I said, babe, can you give me the login to the security system? I've been begging you in the evidence I sent to you. I've been begging her, please send it to me. Please send it to me.
Okay, so hold on. I want to pause for a minute. We're getting a little bit off. So yeah, there's two different things here. You can't lock someone out of their own house, which is what the police were talking about. But that's not what I'm focused on at this point. I'm
focused on the judge being like self-pacifying. Look at her. This is such a weird position for her to be taking for like a prolonged period of time when she's speaking, isn't it?
focused on whether there's been acts of family violence committed by you against her. Okay, so let's just, I understand this is background as to what was leading up to maybe some of these, she says arguments, you say discussions.
Right.
Tell me what happened. Was she saying that you threatened to end her or pushed her, grabbed her, that sort of thing?
So I never pushed her. And so move fast forward. So the last day I came in, the door was also locked. So I ring around the bell. So she spoke on the phone that I'll be back in 30 minutes. You have to wait for me. So I said, buddy, this is wrong for you to lock me up. So I went back into the car and stayed. Then after I opened up, she came back and opened the door. As soon as I came in, the police came and they said, I've been given temporary protective order not to come back to the house. So prior to that time, we were in the bedroom. We were still living in the same house. We would sleep in the same bed, except she asked me not to sleep on the same bed with her. Then I'll go downstairs. So we were having a discussion. I was still begging her to drop the annulment case. So, I mean, we the husband and wife will sleep next to each other, sometimes on clothes. And body touch each other. And she'd be like, don't let your body touch me. I'm like, okay, you're still my wife. We're not divorced yet. She said, oh, don't let your body touch me. I said, all right. So on this particular occasion, when she yelled and called the kid because she said my body touched her. And she yelled and called the kid, say, Isaiah, Isaiah, come here. He's calling me his property. When we play in love, when she touches me, and I'm kind of just resisting, she'll be like, oh, don't resist, that's my property right there. When she's touching my private, she'll just be like, that's my property. So that's the language we have used for each other for a long time. So so when I touch her, like I touch her boy, she was like, oh, don't touch my, I'm like, oh, that's my property. Like you're my property, I'm your property. So she's like,
Thank you, Jonathan, so much. Thank you, Jonathan, so much. Double thank you because of the pause freeze frame that we just got here, right here. Can't make it up. He can't make that up. Look at his face. Oh, wow. Jonathan, seriously, wow. Jesus, that's so beautiful. Hector's back. Hector, this guy's face. Oh, God. Um, I'm just laughing so hard when I look at it. And if, let's just keep going.
no, I'm not your property. I said, no, I'm not referring to you. I'm referring to how I touch you. So she screamed and called the kids. So when the kids came, they were like, what's going on here, guys? I'm like, no, we're just having a little, conversation. They were like, well, you guys, we don't want to be in your issue. We'll let you be. And she was like, no, I don't want you to go, stay. So I said, okay, I'll just go downstairs and take my corner. So because I don't want to aggravate her anymore. And that was what happened. So I didn't pull her. It was just because we were lying next to each other on the same bed. And she didn't want my body to make contact with her. But eventually I had to relocate down to the room, to the guest room downstairs because I didn't know it was him.
Okay, so you're saying you've never raised your voice to her at all?
But I don't scream at her. She's my wife.
Okay. And that you called her property, but it was what y'all called each other?
That's the love language we use
Okay.
for it.
Even when she said, don't touch me?
Well, don't touch me. It was when my body made contact with her because we were lying next to each other on the same bed.
Okay.
It wasn't like I was putting my hands on her.
Okay.
It was because we were lying next to each other on the same bed.
They were testing out their giant coffin bed that they got for their vampire doll. Oh, wow. He's totally lying. Yeah, you're right, MB. He's 100% lying. Oh, I've yelled? What do you mean by yelled? Raised my voice? Never. Not a one time. Safe word garlic. I always tell you guys, have a safe signal. Your mouth might be busy.
She now asked me to leave the bed. And I said, okay, I'm going to go to the next room.
All right. Ma'am, at this point, do you have any questions you would like me to ask him? You need to unmute and then you can let me know.
I would like to bring my daughter for the witness now, please.
Okay, before that, do you have any questions you want me to ask him?
I mean, I don't remember the question. He said that the part that he said we used to call each other property. I mean, can you ask him, because I don't recall us calling each other property. And also when he said he was grabbing, we were laying next to each other. Ask him for me, please. I mean, that night he just came back from work. He was not even in the bed. How were we touching each other's body?
Okay, so first question, she says, well, let me just say this one because we can only do one at a time. Sir, she says the incident where you grabbed her was you would just come home from work, so there was no touching of, how would there be touching of bodies when you would just come home from work?
I was sitting on the bed.
Okay.
Say touching of bodies again, Judge. Just say it again. God, I'm a deviant.
All right.
But when he was grabbing me, he was not sitting in
Okay,
the
so this
bed.
is, again, this is, they may not give an answer you like, but you will have a chance to rebut and let the court know what you want the court to know. Okay, do you have any other questions for him?
No, ma'am, no.
All right, sir, do you have any other evidence or questions, or any other evidence or witnesses you would like the court to hear from?
Your Honor, are you talking to me? Your Honor, are you talking
Yeah.
to me, man?
Yes.
No, the evidences I proved was just the where, you know, like you said, it didn't apply where I said she locked me out, but you said
Yeah.
that didn't apply here. So
Well, I don't say it doesn't apply, but it's not necessarily relevant to whether you've committed acts of family. Like one bad thing doesn't justify another thing. Does that make sense? So, or it may not make sense, but she could be improperly locking you out of the house, but then also whether you've committed an act of family violence against her as she's alleged in her petition, that would not necessarily be evidence of that. But you've testified to that.
Hi, aloud, Elvis. Welcome. Also, Courtney, 100% agree. Not deviant is kind of boring. I've never really gotten along well in life like that. It's time better just being my deviant self.
And I've heard that testimony. So, okay. So, ma'am, I will hear from your witness.
He's
Let's talk about this before we decide. This girl's, I think, 16 or 17. What do you think? We should Larry Beaver her, which is the way that I use to cover up children, usually younger children. This girl she could say whatever she wants in court, in my opinion, but I'm a pretty opinionated person. Not everybody's like that. So what do you guys think? She's got clothes on, Lisa. Oh, you're talking. I read both comments now. No, but what do you guys think? We have a witness that's a child. Technically, she's about 17 years old. A little bit of Larry, a little bit of Larry. I think maybe we'll start with Larry. I want you guys to be able to see though, because Judge Woke just sort of ignores the sort of like overt coaching of this witness that you'll notice. Okay, let me just get Larry up here. Larry Beaver to the front, please. Larry Beaver to the front. If you guys are new here, this is Larry Beaver. He is a lawyer, Beaver, which is fucking probably more impressive than your job. Just saying. Anyways, he is also this channel's mascot, and he provides a beaver buffer dam whenever we need to block children or other people from being used in court. My usual mantra is don't use your kids in court.
All right. Good afternoon. We'll unmute you.
Hello.
Could you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Could you state your full name?
Abigail Francisco Monfort.
And how old are you?
I'm 16 years old.
Okay. And you know the difference between a truth and a lie?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you know that perjury is the crime of not telling the truth when testifying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let me ask you this. And what grade are you in?
I'm going to the 11th grade.
Okay. All right. So tell me how you know, obviously this is your mother, as it sounds like. Is Miss Joseph your mother?
Yes, ma'am.
And how do you know the respondent?
He is my stepfather. Obviously, my mom met him. I don't really know a lot.
Okay.
about
I
him.
just have some questions about anything you witnessed, any acts where there may have been any acts of threats of violence or pushing, shoving, or comments. Have you witnessed anything between the two of them?
Yes, the day of when Mr. Larry was in his room and he went, I don't remember the exact date, but he was in his room and he basically came upstairs and my brothers and I were watching TV and he came upstairs and, um, as we were just like casually watching TV, we heard a noise coming from the room and it was my mom yelling, "Stop touching me, stop touching me." And at first I didn't know, like really want to act upon it because I was like, oh, okay, she can handle the problem. But then the situation worsened. And so my brothers and I, we quickly act on and we um ran up the stairs and we found out that Mr. Larry was calling her her property.
So let me stop.
And
Did you hear that?
yes, we heard that.
Tell me exactly what you saw and heard.
We were near like we were right here and he was just he was holding on my mom and he was like, she's my property. And she gave us this like malicious smirk and he was just like, not a smirk, mostly a laugh. And then he was just like, what? She's my property. She's my property.
Oh, we're gonna have to re-rack that. They're married, Hector, but supposedly he's already married in Nigeria.
Up the stairs and we found out that Mr. Larry was calling her property, her property.
So let me stop.
And
Did you hear that?
yes, we heard that.
Tell me exactly what you saw and heard.
We were near like, we were right here and he was just he was holding on my mom and he was like, she's my property. And she gave us this like malicious smirk and he was just like, not a smirk, mostly a laugh. And then he was just like, what? She's my property. She's my property. And my brothers and I, we were just staring at her. Well, at him to say we're staring at him. And we kind of thought it was creepy. And he basically told us to go back downstairs and to just, mind that the situation was okay. But my mom was telling us to stay and she wanted to leave. But um Mr. Larry Mr. Larry went downstairs and he was just like, the situation is okay, guys, just go back, watch the TV. And he basically went downstairs and my mom wanted to leave the house and um my brothers and I we followed her and so Mr. Larry went back to his room after that. But he was
Y'all
yelling like,
followed her where?
we followed her to the front door.
So you heard your mom saying, "Don't touch me," before you went upstairs?
Yes.
And then when you went upstairs, you saw him holding her arm?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever heard him yell at or threaten your mother in any way?
Um, various phone calls he had with her. He would say some bad negative things towards my mom. I don't know if I can say it, but yeah, he said some bad things to my mom.
Did you heard the phone calls?
I heard some of the phone calls.
Why it's so not obvious and then all of a sudden it's so very obvious that they're slow, I don't know. But they are now slow. Let's get it back to regular speed. Oh, you guys. Please clock in for your shift. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. His face again. He's just giving like mean stares. Mean stares. Hi, Beverly. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All my friends are here. It's so nice to have you all in the kitchen. If you'd like something to eat, please let me know. If you want a drink, let me know. I think it was Franks and Beans Day. Somebody care to explain that to me?
Okay. What sort of things did you hear him say?
He was saying how he wanted to take the house away from us because he wanted to take the house away from us and he don't really, care if we lose the house or not. I don't really know if that's a bad thing, but he was saying, bad things towards my mom and saying like, oh, I don't really care if you lose this house. I just need a share of the house of my own, that sort of thing. But I don't really recall.
Have you ever been in the house when he's raised your voice had his voice raised in any arguments or discussion with your mother?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Can you give me some examples?
I don't know like what the situation was about, but basically my mom and him, I don't know what was going on, but I just heard him yelling. I don't remember the exact date or time at all, but I was in my room chilling and I heard a ruckus going on in the room, and he was yelling at her. I don't know what the situation, why they were yelling, but
Was it this year?
Think so. I'm not sure.
Hi, Zyser.
Okay. Any other questions you have for her, Miss Joseph?
For
For
who?
your daughter?
Not really.
I
Yeah,
was
like she
taking the
said, when
screen.
he was grabbing me, they came upstairs and they saw everything. So
Yeah,
I
this is
don't.
not the time to testify. This is just the time to ask questions. So it's her testimony. Okay, so at this point, sir, I'm going to let you. Do you have any questions you would like me to ask this witness? You can, yeah, there you go.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead. Tell me the first question.
No, I don't have any questions.
Oh, you don't have any. I'm sorry, it cut off at the beginning. Okay. All right. Okay. So thank you. You're excused, Ms. Moffett. All right. Anything else? Let's see. Miss Joseph?
Yeah. What I have to say, according when he said that I knew that he wasn't fully divorced, and every time he's going home, he always tell me that he's going home to his wife. Yes, I know. Me, he's going home to Africa. I know that he has 2 kids. He has to go to see his children. I don't have a problem with him going to see his children, but he told me that he was gonna be in her house and everything, and when you come, I'm taking picture with her in your arms, and you 2020, you married me 2020, and you went back to Africa 2022. Somebody you told me that you fully divorced with, and you were taking picture with her arms, like what kind of divorce is that?
So I'm not getting into the divorce. This is not the place.
I would like to see the photos. I don't understand. Hi, Pickled Flamingo. Welcome to your first live. I'm so glad that you're here. Oh my God, look at that. I just wrote that. Please clock in for your shift. If this is your first live shift, you need to make sure that you're clocked in by hitting the like button down below. We are sort of in the midst of things, but we are nowhere near the end. So don't you worry. We've got lots of great court left to watch tonight. 2020 was a crazy year. We'll give that. I'll give a little bit of that. I mean, not like run to Africa and marry somebody else kind of year, but
For that, all this is temporary intervention to prevent future violence. while your case
Well,
is.
I mean, like I said, I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah. I mean, when he said, when the police came, that he didn't explain to you that he says that, I was not, after the police left with me locking him out and the police left, he started calling me illiterate. He started calling me, oh, I didn't know you were that illiterate. I didn't know you were that dumb. And when before he got served with the ex parte, he was screaming, oh, I will deal with you. You are trying me. You are trying me. I don't know in what context he was using that. You were trying me. You were trying me, and yelling. I mean, he can be a quiet person, but when he's mad, he can scream. He can yell, and words can, I mean, he can say stuff that is very hurtful when he's mad. So I mean, he's not, he does yell, he does say stuff that are hurtful. And when he's like the last part that he said that he wasn't pulling me, I wasn't lay in the bed with him with no clothes. He was upstairs. I came upstairs and I lay in that bed. He asked me to talk. I said, do not touch me. And before he got served, every time he come, I say, do not touch me. Do not touch me. Don't talk to me. He always wants to talk and touch me, touching me. So the last one, I got afraid. I said, you know what? The way you pulling me with this evil laugh, I don't think I can trust you in this house. Because one of these days, every time you say you ask me to drop the annulment, I said, no, you will get mad and you'll probably do something to me. And I'm scared. I don't think I can trust you. Would you keep touching me and keep calling me your property, keep saying I'm still your wife when an annulment is still going?
Okay. All right.
Was that a question?
Let me ask this. What is the situation of the any car insurance or health insurance of the parties?
Well, he stopped paying bills. He doesn't pay bills here no more. The only before he got served, the light bill I think was under his name, and I received a letter that I guess he blocked his card where the bill wouldn't go through. I end up paid the bill. He doesn't really, there's nothing paying under his name. He used to pay, and as far as the phone bill, he got his own. We used to have one family line, so he went and got himself his own line. So he's no longer with the line anymore. So I don't know. I don't have anything under his actual. And by the way, when he said we have a limousine business, we do not have a limousine business. The limousine is for him. He has his own. I have my own, because he told me with himself.
She's denouncing the vampire limousine business. Lady, come on, just own that. That is your guys' destiny for 1,000 years and more together in the afterlife. The vampire limo empire.
The limousine business is his money, is his business. Don't mind my business, stay out of it. So we don't have a limousine business together. And the only thing that used to pay the bills together is the business that we used to run together. But
it was a vampire business.
When the business does, we sit down, you say, okay, I will put this kind of bill under your name because sometimes business is slow. You will take up this bill, you will take up this bill. But the light bill was the only thing lately, because the internet used to be under his name. He told me take it off and put it on the credit card. He will give me the money. Certain bill, he told me put them on the credit card and he will pay me the money. But the light bill last time the bill came, he just like after he got served, he's just, I don't know if he's blocked his card so the payment won't go through. I received an email, then I went and make the payment myself.
Okay. Did you say if either of you is on, who's on
the vampire limousine business? Whose title is it you used to register in Transylvania? You guys are making me laugh.
Does either of you have do you have separate health insurance policies?
Well, we don't have any health
Okay,
insurance.
okay, so there's, okay. All right, so there's no jointly owned anything.
No.
All right. Does he still have belongings at the house?
Yes, he does.
What kind of belongings?
He have clothes and I don't know, some stuff that he purchased.
Okay.
You looked into the best chat around. They're very dangerous. They travel during the day, but at night they hang out here.
Sir, do
we
you
have
have
a
any
lot of
essential items remaining at the location?
All my things are still in the house. I only took a few clothes when the sheriff brought the TPO. I said I only took a few clothes when
Okay.
the sheriff, okay.
Okay. Okay.
What is the judge mulling over here? Does she got garlic necklace coming?
Okay, so after hearing from all the witnesses and trying to weigh the evidence that neither party is lying, but people have different perspectives on this, but I have heard from a third independent, somewhat independent witness. You know, the police know you cannot lock people out of the house, but you can say things to people that are not, you can place someone in fear for their safety without placing your hands on them. That's called the crime of simple assault. And grabbing someone or touching someone without their permission, especially when being told not to, is the crime of simple battery. So based on what I've heard from everyone and reviewing the petition, and I'm only looking at this by preponderance of the evidence, which is a fairly lower standard, I am going to extend the order for 12 months. It will be in effect from today. It will expire on July 12th of 2024. The petitioner will have the exclusive use and possession of the.
I would just like to point out we covered a TPO hearing was it yesterday? 2 days ago, where a woman shot a pew-pew into the ground and they did not issue the TPO against her. This is craziness. It's crazy. You think that's crazy? The next TPO is even crazier. I didn't even have a chance to make a fucking thumbnail for it. It's nuts. And we watching it tonight.
Residents at that location. And the respondent is to stay away from the petitioner and her children's residence, workplace, and school, and any future residence, workplace, or school, and not come within 100 yards of the petitioner. You're also not to have any contact with her, indirect or direct, or through any other person or parties. Can't send people messages to her. And I will give you one more trip to be arranged by law enforcement, and the phone number will be on the order that will be provided. And the compliance officer can also give you that order when you meet with him in just a few moments to retrieve your remaining personal belongings, not anything that's jointly owned, just things that you own. And that will be arranged in advance by law enforcement, and it should be done on or before August, let's say 13th. 2023. The parties are ordered not to sell, damage, or otherwise dispose of or remove from the jurisdiction of this court any property or pets of the petitioner or joint property or pets of the parties except in the ordinary course of business. And not disconnect or have disconnected or change any home utilities or interfere with anyone's, and this may or may not apply to y'all given what I've heard, or interfere with anyone's mail or cancel anyone's health, auto, or life insurance. That may not apply, but I'm leaving it because you are technically still married under the law. And all of that, this is only temporary. use and possession, the annulment or divorce, whatever applies in the end, will have to be, that will handle the long-term disposition of any property, and that sort of thing. Okay. And nothing in this order, I'm going to add to the end of this order that nothing in this order prohibits the parties from pursuing those divorce and or annulment actions, and any future orders in those cases will supersede anything in this order to the contrary. Okay. Also,
Yes, ma'am.
sir, you will attend the Family Violence Intervention Program. The first compliance date for that's virtual is on August 11th, 2023 at 9 a.m.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
It's not for you, ma'am. It's for the respondent. It's
Okay.
the compliance date for the Family Violence Intervention Program. The compliance officer will meet with you in just a moment to exchange information and give you the information on how to get started on those courses that address the issues surrounding family violence. And while this order is in place, you are not allowed to possess a firearm under federal law. Okay. So that is the order of the court. Ma'am, you should get a copy of this order when it's been filed. That could be a day or two, depending on how long it takes to get processed. Sir, if you do not get a copy of the order, you can get a copy of the order, contact the clerk's office in a day or two, and they will tell you how to get a copy of the order. Okay. So if you'll just remain, sir, once you have met in just a moment, we're going to place you in a breakout room with a compliance officer. And then once you've done that, you are free to log off. Okay. Thank you both. And I hope things get better going forward.
Thank you.
Wow. Our first.
Ma'am, you are free to log off.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Very, very, very hot in Texas right now. Our thoughts are with you guys out there in Texas. That was Georgia, though, DeKalb County, Georgia, folks, which is contiguous, which means it touches Fulton County, Georgia, where the one, the only, the legend, Judge Manning lives and works. We are going on to our next one. This is weird. This one is weird. It's in bits. You got to give me a minute here. It was weird. I'm trying to recall if it was. See, this one's no, that was that one. Okay, so this is a great time to go ahead and name your
Now read this
strain.
case. This is position 24 on today's calendar, 23 PO 5711, Rachel Person.
Okay, we're gonna go back. We're gonna let her say that again. What the hell did she just say? Remember, guys, I'm Canadian, so I don't know exactly what the temperatures are, but when you say frickin' 35 degrees Celsius, that's very hot. Very, 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 very hot. White wedding. I love white wedding. I have some white rhino tonight. Guys, this guy's creepy. He's fucking creepy. There's no other way to put this. This guy's creepy.
Versus Quentin Benson. The family violence petition was filed in this case on June 20th. An ex parte order was issued on June 21st of 2023. And law enforcement completed service upon the respondent on July 11th of 2023. Both parties are present. First thing, I want to remind everyone that any unauthorized recording is strictly prohibited of these proceedings, and there has been no authorization to record any proceedings. Sir, can you hear me?
Ma'am, we can hear you. Absolutely. Hi, Credence and Mikey. Mikey, welcome. I hope you're having a great night out of jail, out of YouTube jail. Guys, if you're here, you already should know that my good friends Credence and Mikey are streaming during the day, doing amazing content all day long. And that's where you'll find me most of the day. We're having quite the night here. This guy is a little crazy. It's still beautiful and light out where I am. But I hope you guys are all doing well. I don't even know what to say about him. This cuts and starts so many times. Mikey, we could have done with a translator earlier. Again, I had to make do with my poor Canadian abilities of translating.
I'm not sure he can hear. Put your thumb up if you can hear me. He cannot hear us. So we're going to need to. So what I'll do is we'll hold off because I need everybody to be able to see and hear. And I will try to take up my other case in just a moment. So ma'am, we'll place you back in the waiting room, see if we can get him reconnected. See, I think his audio might be that EL that's in the waiting room.
Oh.
I think
Okay,
that's how we join. I mean, I know that doesn't make sense, but I think that's.
Let me see. I'm trying to see how much chat.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. May I have your name, please?
Elliot Butler.
Okay, one moment. Putting you back in the waiting room.
I think I had hung up on accident.
I'm sorry.
I had hung up on accident, so I'm sorry for the delay ID or because any delays and like that.
Okay, do you have your case number with you?
Yes, it
Can I get
should be.
I have it, position 19. One moment.
For the other two, I don't know.
I'm gonna put you back in the waiting room. Thank you.
No, I have.
I got it. Thank you.
How long do I have?
I'm gonna ask him just see how much chat, see if he can.
We can bring Mr. Butler back in.
Okay, bring him back in.
Mr. Butler. Hey, we lost you. But come back on. But
Can you hear me now?
Yes. So I'm just letting you know, it was reported to us through the facilitator that there was a consent continuance in your case to continue for 2 weeks for, let me find it. Hold on. There was a consent continuance presented. Does that sound like what you agreed to?
Okay, I'm trying to understand a continuance for the order to go on, or
just for 2 weeks to another date to give her time. Hold on, I have to find the case.
okay. Do you need the case number?
I have it.
Okay.
We have a lot of cases today, so I'm
I
pulling up.
I understand.
I'm pulling up the continuance.
I
What
understand.
was reported to the court from the facilitator is that the two of you reached an agreement to continue the case for 2 weeks for items to be retrieved. Here we go.
Okay,
Here we go. No, for the petitioner to be allowed to retrieve her massage equipment and clothes from your address to be arranged in advance with law enforcement through a number she has to call for law enforcement to escort her to get those.
Listen, yes, you want to get your Hitachi back if it's a real one. Absolutely, you want your massage equipment back. What is happening?
Those items by the next date, and that then y'all will reassess at the next court date.
Reassess another TPO matter?
No, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm saying that I'm not ruling on extending the TPO at this time. What was told to me is that y'all agreed for a 2-week continuance of this temporary order for her to be accompanied to get the things remaining at your residence. And then at that next court date, y'all would decide if the case is going forward or not.
Okay, to be honest with you, I don't want to. Okay, I don't want to keep. Me personally.
So hold on. So is that not what you agreed to? It was not to.
I mean, she can come get the things. I'm not worried about that. it just, I have a job and I have things to do. So I don't want to be, because we've been here since 9 o'clock. I mean, I know you have a job too.
This is every day. I understand this was what was presented to me as what was agreed to. And we're giving you the date of 10 a.m. instead of 9 a.m. so you don't have to sit through anything. And then at that point, if the parties have changed their mind and someone does not want to go forward, it might be dismissed at that time. If there has to be a hearing, there has to be a hearing. But I can place you in a breakout room to speak with the facilitator again if that is not what was communicated.
Okay, I agree with it. I agree with
Okay.
it. I had to get back to work.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's, I'm glad you came back. Because that's what was presented and I need to make sure that you understand that. So the new court date will be July 27th at 10 a.m. And you will get a copy of the new Zoom link. Do we have his email?
No, I can give it to you.
All right, hold on. Don't do it online because I don't want people to.
Okay.
You can give it to me in your chat.
Where's the
You
chat?
know how to chat?
I'll send you something. I'll send you something you can respond. Okay, so you can put your email address in that chat that I just sent you.
I think that is a fake beard too.
Did you get the chat, sir?
Okay, I see. Okay, I see. Okay.
How long is the fucking chat? Also, it
Hello?
looks fake.
Yes.
Okay, so pretty much on the tweets, I sent her the chat link. I mean, I sent her the link I sent her my email address through the chat
I
link.
got it.
So in 2 weeks, we're going to the court to see if we're going to continue the order or we're just going to drop the order pretty much.
Yeah, that'll be, and you'll have a chance to speak with the facilitator again, and she'll be able to make an announcement too. But in the meantime, she's going to have that one trip to get the remaining items that y'all talked about from your residence.
Okay, and I said, she can meet my. Okay, okay.
You don't have to tell me anything more about the order. Says that she could do it through law enforcement escort. But if there's a different way to arrange it that's not in violation of order, that's fine too.
Okay, I think she's gonna have to meet up with my mother.
Okay.
At my job and I don't want her to come around me pretty much.
Well, there's going to be an officer present, so I don't think anything could. That's one of the
No,
reasons.
well, we're gonna have to meet in a public place or something like that. I don't want her to come by my house, so.
Well, no, it's if her stuff is at your house, the order says, and what was told that was agreed to me is law enforcement will help her come to your house to get the items that were at your house. Are the items not at your house?
I mean, she said, no, I told her the facilitator said she can meet my mother at her job and get the item and retrieve her item.
Okay, you sure? Okay, so I'm gonna, okay.
And that was part of
you left
her
and this is what
massage
was
stuff.
gone
Remember?
over, and then you're coming back and telling.
No,
So
I ended up hanging up. So what happened? I was out and about, and I ended up hanging up on accident.
okay,
So I had to go home and get the passcode into the Zoom meeting.
I understand. I'm just saying this was done with the idea that the you're going to be allowed to retrieve your her massage. So this is what I need to know though. Normally it would be done with law enforcement escort, or the parties have to agree. So can we bring the so hold on one second. Can we have him meet with bring Ayana out real quick and have him meet with her for a minute?
Okay, so you want to bring her out? Okay.
Yeah, tell her we just need to have one thing resolved.
Oh yeah, Hector, a Hitachi is different than a Hitachi. A Hitachi is a fake Hitachi. A Hitachi is real. Very hard to find. I have
Why don't you place him in a breakout room and ask Guyana to meet with him so they can tell me exactly what the agreement was?
Okay, I will. Sir, I'm gonna put you in a breakout room. Please stay in the breakout room until someone come in. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, because they went away for a while, and then about
Who the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is a weird situation again.
Can you start your camera, please?
My camera's on.
I'm not able to see you. Is something blocking it?
No, I can see myself on the screen.
There you go. Okay. Okay, so this is the device you're gonna use.
I can't see, though. I just see.
I can see you. I can see you now.
Yes, this is the only device I have.
His connection's not.
It's an iPhone. I don't see why.
Can you hear and see me? Can you hear and see me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you tell me your name again? I'm just trying to see if we can hear you good.
My name is Quentin Benson. It's going in and out, but I can hear you. It's like going in and out.
Okay, that's better on your end. Okay, you're gonna stay right there. Okay. Look like he's frozen again.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm gonna put you in the waiting room. Sorry about that, Miss Johnson.
Oh man, I'm sorry, Miss Johnson. So Mr. Yeah, we might need to pause. Yeah. The respondent in position 12.
First of all, what's the judge eating? Second of all, this woman's hair looks exactly like the tree above her head. I can't unsee that.
No. Was it 12? 19 showed up and said that, and I had already said that, he had left, and we went over the continuance with Miss Yusuf. That's the one, the 2-week continuance to get her items.
Right.
So I was putting in there that law enforcement, that the respondent would have to do the DKSODB unit to go get the items. And he said he never agreed for her to come to his house, and that he said she could go through a third party.
Yeah, he's confused. He asked me, would she come to the house? He wanted to go through his mom. And I explained to him, actually, when he was in an attorney's office dealing with an accident case, ironically, that she didn't want to go through his mom. It needed to go through the sheriff. That would be the more appropriate route when.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
Hi, okay. Could you make me host, Miss Broom, pretty please? You know how to
I'll be glad to, honey. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, and then the video ended. But don't worry, it started again. Give me one moment while I go ahead and grab that. This clerk and I have like an ongoing battle where she just tries to end shit every fucking minute, making it hard for me to watch. No, don't worry, we have more. It's this one. But you know, hold on. Judge, stop. You know that when I start, oh my God, yes, 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 yes. Oh my God, I forgot all about this part. Yes. Oh my God, yes. Okay. You guys, this is, oh yes, this is so exciting. This woman is pulling my act. She's in the kitchen. Okay. Judge is not happy about this. You're going to see this. What the fuck is she making? Also, is that her belly button we can see? I dress up better than these people do for court.
This case was filed on June 20th. The ex parte order was issued on June 21st of this year, and the law enforcement officer completed service on the respondent on July 11th of 2023. And so I understand y'all had met with the facilitator and were unable to reach an agreement, and I do appreciate your attempts to do so. So at this point, we will have the hearing. The way this is going to work is we are going to have the petitioner. She goes first because she is the bears the burden in the case as the person who filed the motion. And I must find by preponderance the evidence that any acts of family violence have been committed, and there's a reasonable likelihood of any acts of family violence in the future. And there's a whole bunch of legal definitions that go along with that, everything from criminal trespass, simple assault, to any felony. And so at this point, when the petitioner testifies, she will tell the court what she wants to know and present any evidence that she wants the court to consider. The respondent will have a chance to ask me to ask her any specific questions they might want me to consider or to ask them. There won't be any back and forth question asking. And then she will also be able to present any witnesses she wishes to. When she's concluded her case, the respondent will be able to testify if he wishes to. Once in the same vein, the petitioner will have a chance to ask me any specific questions she wants me to ask the respondent about what he has testified to. The question asking time is not a time to argue or testify. It's a time to just ask specific questions. And some people may not ask any questions and just choose to wait until it's their turn to testify. So it is up to you. At this point, if both of you would unmute, and I need you to try to remain stable and focused at this time, sitting in one place. All right, if you could, I think you might have gotten remuted. There we go. Raise your right hands, please, both of you. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury? Ms. Person?
Yes.
And Mr. Benson?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You can lower your hands. One thing, if either of you has any witnesses, they need to not be watching on the YouTube stream, and also out of.
Okay, Jessica, thank you so much. First things first, Jessica Chastain, thank you so much for the super chat. How did we get paused with his face like that? Seriously, I have a very long tongue. Yeah. Oh yeah, Jessica. What is he doing? This is such a weird hearing, you guys.
Earshot of you while you're testifying because they need to not hear what everyone else is testifying to, okay? So make sure they understand that. All right, at this point, Miss Person, since you have the burden in this case, you get to go first. Could you state your full name, please, ma'am?
Rachel Person.
And how do you know Mr. Quentin Benson?
We dated for 6 years, and he's the father of my daughter, my 4-year-old daughter.
Have y'all ever been married?
No, ma'am.
And has he ever gone through the legitimation process regarding the child?
Not to my knowledge, no, ma'am.
To your knowledge, is there any court order ordering legitimation and custody visitation? Have y'all ever gone through the court process that you're aware of?
No.
Okay. Have y'all ever lived together?
Yes.
When's the last time you lived together?
In 2020.
All right.
Oh,
Tell me
hold
why you
on,
filed
Judge. Be quiet for a minute. Thank you so much, Pickled Flamingo. You're amazing. I appreciate that so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here and enjoying court with me. Um, what is he doing? I have no clue. Um, what in the heck? She does have tarot cards on her chesticles. Jessica, yes, love it, my friend. Oh, you guys are awesome. Make sure that you're clicked in for your shift. If you're just getting here, click that like button. That's how we take attendance around here, folks. This is just a weird case. The judge is like so done though. She's done.
Petition seeking a protective order.
Because he is crazy. He has threatened me multiple times. Abuse was one of the main reasons why I left him in the first place. And that just pretty much sums it up.
Okay, so I'm going to need you to get specific. When is the last time he threatened you or harmed you in any way?
The last time he threatened me was around April, early April. I can't remember the exact date, but it was of this year.
And what happened?
We was on a FaceTime call and he was angry and he threatened to shoot me in the face. And I screenshotted him holding the gun up while he was standing on his mother's front porch.
Do you know how the argument began?
It just always begin when I say something that he don't like, or if something just not going his way, that's when all arguments start.
And has he ever been physically violent with you?
Yes, very.
Can you give me an example?
Like he has grabbed me so hard, his entire handprint has been in my arm. I sent evidence of that. He has swollen my eye up very big off my face. I sent that evidence of that. He has did a lot. He has choked me till I was damn near, excuse my French, but so I was darn near unconscious. Like he's very aggressive.
When was so you said that he left an arm print on your arm. How did that come to happen?
Like we was arguing, we was in the midst of an argument, and he would constantly grab my arm, my upper arm right up here. And it just got so severe with him grabbing me to the point where you can literally see his fingerprints in my arm, his whole handprint.
I don't know what happened. And then what happened? Tell me about the time you said that he choked you.
Yeah, that was always. I always got choked in an argument or a fight. That was like one of the first things he would do, choke me.
Did you ever have any physical injuries or harm from that?
Yeah, I would have like handprints on my neck, scratches on my neck.
Were the police ever called for any of these incidents?
No, I never called the police.
I'm a very accepting person. Did anybody see the injuries on you? Did you ever discuss them with other people?
Yes, I have. My sister was actually there the night that I got punched in my eye because she was at our apartment because she was supposed to watch my daughter for me the next day while I went to work. But once we got into the
Oh yeah, that happened. But I think give me 1 second. Because yeah, I went back to get it. I went back to get it. And of so much court that I record. It's craziness. Oh, it's getting hot in here, you guys.
Okay. Thank you all. I'm going to Miss go through the petitioner's evidence. Miss Hold on, let me get to where we back to our page. This person, were you, did you submit the evidence in your previous case that you filed that was not served?
I submitted them in this one as well.
Do you know
I
when
did.
you submitted them in this one?
I would have to go to my email. Hold on one second.
Maybe don't do that. It is a good time for the porch, I think.
I can just add it, Judge, if you want to continue. I can.
Okay. Okay.
So which one would you like to see?
So what evidence would you like to start with, ma'am?
It really doesn't matter.
Okay, we'll pull up the first one.
Larry, please. Oh my God. Stop. Larry, get over the phone number, please. Grammy, Rita.
All right, what is this that we're looking at?
So this is about my daughter. She was crying about calling me, and then when we would be on the phone, he would be talking.
Okay, I'll read this one aloud, a dramatic reading. Larry did not want to do his job at all. Larry's lazy sometimes. So am I sometimes. Let me just go right over here while I read this. Also, I don't know who's writing this, but I believe it's him. So, shit. Crazy beat her ass butt. She's still ask and still crying, and you letting her suffer for yo mistakes when I got to do is lie like you been doing. That didn't even make sense to me. Just tell her you bout to go to sleep. Call foot. Do some goddamn it fuck is wrong with you at yo ass. This shit got me ready to go crazy on yo ass. You not go call her, little buddy. Okay, cool. Huh?
In the background, telling her to say stuff like calling me names and stuff like that. So I would hang up the phone. So this was after I hung up the phone on him. So he basically said that he had just whooped her. And he's saying like I'm letting her suffer for my mistakes. Yeah, that's basically he just basically was saying that he whooped my daughter because I wouldn't basically do what he say or be with him.
Okay, we caught up on speed. Wanna watch what happens when somebody tries to whoop my daughter? I don't care what language you speak, you would get my fucking message very clearly, very quickly.
And so what did you feel when he said this? He said that he's ready to go crazy.
My mistakes. I don't understand.
So what did you feel when he said that this has got me ready to go crazy on you?
How I always feel like for one he's able to do it, so it just made me feel scared. So that's one of the reasons why I did this, because I'm just like, when I try to be nice and cordial, it don't work. He still get physical, so it's just like maybe we just need some space between us. Somebody, a mediator, a solid middleman. That's one of the reasons why I did this petition.
Okay. Is there anything else in that one?
No.
Okay, we can go to the next one. What's that a picture of?
That's a picture of basically when we got into a fight. He would pull my hair, no matter if I had a wig on, if I had braids, and that's when he actually pulled out. As you can see, my hair, I had a whole bald spot right there.
Around when was this?
I don't know. All my dates are really on the pictures. I put them out there, but I can't really remember. I'm really trying to.
Was it
like,
within the last
see
6
that
months or the last year?
Oh no, there was like, I don't know. We started dating in like 2019. That was, I mean, I don't know. It could have been anywhere 20,
So a few
2019,
years ago?
2018. Yeah, so it was definitely a few years ago.
Okay, all right. Are there any more pictures in that one? All right, we can go to the next one. Did we lose the respondent? Hold on.
Well, warning, guys, this one's actually a little bit gnarly. This one coming up. This is a gnarly sort of
Can you
picture.
please start your video and your audio? All right, we lost your connection.
Yes, it kicked me out.
Okay. All right, so we'll go back to the picture of that we were looking at. All right. There's the picture of, so ma'am, what is this picture from?
This is just after a tussle that we had with him pulling my hair out.
Okay, we'll go to the next picture. What's this a picture of?
So this picture actually happened after.
Okay, we joke about people's nails getting ripped off. This is seriously her fucking nail is ripped off, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to remove this and let you look at this, but I'm giving you pre-warning so you can turn away if you don't want to see this. I'm going to move Larry to the right. If you don't want to look at it, keep looking at Larry. Don't look to the left. In 3, 2, 1.
Was broken.
Hold on, your connection is not
I had
good.
went and
Okay,
to drop
so
my daughter off one morning before work. Okay, so as I stated previously, this happened after we were broken up. So like late 2020, early 21, somewhere around there. I was dropping my daughter off one morning before work, and it turned into a whole tussle, turned into a whole fight, and that's how my nail got broken off like that.
okay. All right, the next one. What's that a picture of?
Just a bruise from being hit. So like I said, I bruise easily. So every time he would put his hands on me, I would just get bruises like that. On my legs, arms, just wherever I would have those type of bruises.
And around when was this one from?
I don't bruise easily. I take a hit like a champ, which is completely inappropriate to say right now.
It was while we was dating, so that was a few years ago.
Okay. All right, next picture.
That's from getting punched in the eye. And that's not even the eye that he punched, and it swelled up tremendously off my face.
All right, next picture. All right.
That's one of the bruises that I stated about earlier, where he had grabbed me so hard that his fingerprints are in my arm.
And around when was that time?
We were dating, so.
All right, next.
A dang pew pew.
All right, what's this picture of?
That's a picture when we stayed in Eastwick in Decatur. He had that up under the bed. We wasn't together. But I would come over there, like when my daughter would be on the weekends, I would come over there and that gun was up under our mattress.
Okay. Was this ever used in a threat or anything to you?
I'm not sure if that's the picture, if that's the gun from the picture they threatened me. I never did a comparison.
Okay. Well, do we have, okay, there he goes. We're back. Okay, next picture. Or next exhibit. All right, what is this a picture of?
This is just some of the many times that he would like call me. He would call me so much, call me from different text app numbers. He'll just be calling me. I'll wake up to 20 missed calls, umpteen text messages. Like he would call me a lot. And this was after we were broken up.
Were any of them threatening or harassing or intimidating?
They're always harassing because it's like, why you gotta call me so much? We have one conversation, it don't go the way it's supposed to go. I hang up and it's like he just call from a different text app, call back. Like it's very harassing.
All right, what's this next text?
That is just recently when I had got my daughter back from him, and he basically was sending me a picture that he think was my car but wasn't my car, but he thought that was my car. And I guess, I mean, he was under the impression that I was living with my friend, and he was basically saying that the police or defects was going to come to her house. And he was like, she better be ready and things of that nature. But that's a picture of a car that he thought was mine. So that's the type of stalking stuff right there.
Okay, next.
Hello, Jack. Oh, look at this Jack. Hi. What's that, Jack? Think that's CIA, man? Huh? They teach you CIA.
All right, what's this picture of?
Just bruises from the fight, just a scratch writer going across my eye. My lip was swollen. So this is while we was together. So this was definitely in Eastwick because I can tell by the background.
What's that from?
That's when he punched me in the eye, where it got really big off my face. So that's the night I said when my sister came over to watch my daughter because I was supposed to go to work the next morning. And when he pulled me in the room, we was basically fighting in the dark. And then he punched me in my eye, and I instantly felt it swelling. It did this instantly. And those are pictures. That's just basically with it going down, basically from a different angle.
Hi, Jessica Maloney. This is pretty nice.
All right. Is that it, Ms. Broom?
That's it.
Okay. Is there any other evidence that you think you submitted?
I did submit quite a bit where he was basically stating that he was homeless. With him and my daughter, they was sleeping outside in chairs. I submitted those text messages. I submitted a message where he told me that he was basically, I kept telling him that he was living with his mom, but he kept saying that he wasn't. And in a text message, he told me that his mother had put him and my daughter out because he told his mom that he still loved me and still wanted to be with me.
Okay. And what about stuff more related to threats and violence?
I mean, I submitted all that stuff. The recent picture with him pointing.
So did you get a confirmation? Did you get a confirmation email back?
Yeah, I was working with Miss Shannon from the Women's Resource Center.
Did you
So-
submit it to the Women's Resource Center or to the court?
No, when I sent it to her, she composed it and put it how it need to be put so that it could be sent
So
in.
you just only sent it to Shannon?
Yeah, but then
Okay.
and then we forwarded it in an email to the
All right.
courts.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We may not have that right now. Do you have any screenshots you would like to submit now? We can have an email you can send them to.
Yeah, I can screenshot those that I was just speaking on.
Okay. While you're working on that, do you have any witnesses you want the court to hear from?
No. And my sister is a witness and she is here, but no.
Are you asking the court to extend this order for 12 months?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Are you doing so in fear for your safety moving forward?
Yes, because he knows where I stay. So, and he screenshotted my lease and sent it to me once before when he didn't even know where I stayed at. So, and I don't live in a gated community.
All right. All right, we're gonna I'm trying to get the case pulled up, but now my Odyssey is just spinning, Miss Broom.
Yeah, it's gonna be a minute.
We're gonna pause for a few more minutes and let the petitioner get the email from Miss Broom of anything she wants to submit.
It's in the chat.
Oh, perfect. There you go. So the email's in the chat. Sir, if you can also submit, if you haven't submitted anything, you can submit anything as well. It just needs to be in PDF form if you have not already.
No, I haven't submitted nothing. I ain't know how to do it.
It's explained how to do it on the virtual notice you have. There's the 2 pages in the back of the order that explain that court could take all day, which it has today, as well as any information about, it says you really should have it 24 hours ahead of time. I'm not sure what has happened with some of this. You can also testify about what you want to testify about as well.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna take a few minutes.
Oh, no, you said on the last 2 pages?
There should be an email address about how to upload evidence to the court ahead of time.
But I sent my email address to you in the chat.
Okay, I'm gonna take a couple minute recess.
But it's true. I mean, I am still in the Burns Family Circle of Trust, right?
You see that weird look he just gave her at the end? Super weird.
Okay. All right. Do we have everyone? It's late in the day. We have not gotten any, certainly no one's gotten any emails, but I'm gonna let y'all just talk about or show what you want to show as you testify. So, ma'am, you said the recent threat involved a gun. Can you describe that for me one more time?
Yes, we were on FaceTime. He was mad. We both was doing screaming and yelling. And he showed a picture and he showed a gun in the camera. I screenshotted it, but he was saying if he seen me ride by or ride down the street, he was gonna shoot at my car.
Okay. What did the gun look like that he was holding?
It was like almost like a machine gun. It was big. It had a long nose on it, and it had an extended clip in it. It was like black. It was like black and like a brownish, dark, like a brownish green or something like that, like army fatigue type color.
Okay. All right, and are you asking this court to continue this order for 12 months for your safety?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you in fear of future acts of violence if this order does not continue?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, so sir, at this point, knowing you will have a chance to testify yourself or present any evidence you wish to, are there any specific questions you would like me to ask her about what she has testified to?
No, ma'am.
Okay, all right. At this point, sir, you have a chance to let the court know what you would like me to know about the allegations and petitioner's concerns here. And any evidence you would like the court to consider.
Yes, I got a lot of evidence. I was really trying to find the email address so I can send it to her.
Okay.
I think she's in the chat.
It was, but at this point, we're just going to go forward with the hearing. You can tell me what the evidence is and show it to us. But at this point, it doesn't sound like anybody's sending anything at this point.
Right. Okay, so all of this transpired from their party, her and her boyfriend. It
When you
all
say,
had
well, hold on. When you say all of this, what is this that you're referring to?
the whole situation, like from where it's arguing. First of all, the pictures that y'all just uploaded,
Mm-hmm.
she took them pictures wherever she stayed at. So that had to happen over there somewhere. Was none of them pictures taken in our apartment. It was where she stayed elsewhere when we was not together. And all of this with the recent stuff, like from April, she talking about I was calling her. It was actually, she told me that her new baby father had taken her phone from her. And so she said, every time I called that phone, it was never me responding. So basically she was saying he took her phone from her and he wouldn't let me talk to her at all. The whole time she was missing, when I was calling her, it was him responding to me. I have all the text messages saying that they shot my house up from her number. And
When you say they shot whose house up, who are you talking about?
my house, they bragging about shooting at me and my baby.
Okay.
And I got it in text messages.
So you're saying they've done stuff to you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's evidence of you not having done stuff to her. So that's why I need to hear some more.
No, I never.
Are you saying Are you saying you have never laid your hands on her?
If she hit me first, then like the marks on her arm that come from her fighting me and me holding her. She is strong.
But I thought you said all those were at the house she was living at. So that
No, the one with the red sofa, that's them our sofas. The other ones, I don't know what house that is.
Okay.
The one with the red sofa, that's our house.
Okay. What about the text threatening to the text she sent about beating your daughter and going off on her?
Yes, because her family, which like you asked her, did she have evidence? I have voice recordings of her sister telling me what's going on over there. And she told me everything about like how he beat on her and he dragged her by her hair at QT on Memorial Drive, and the lady followed them home. All of this domestic violence.
Hey, there is no interrupting of each other. And I need people to act civilly and reacting. Nothing. I was just making sure the other party was muted. So I understand you're saying that her boyfriend now may be beating her. But that doesn't
Yeah,
mean
he told me.
That does not change. I'm trying to find out information about what she says that she's alleged that you had done to her. And so that text she showed you saying, I'm gonna go crazy on your ass from you to her.
That was after they shot my house up with my child. She called me and told me to bring my child out the door. My brother came. He was like, let's just go out there so we can get it over with. He walked out the door. Soon as he opened up the door with my child behind him, they started shooting at my front door.
Who is they?
Rachel and DeMarcus. And
You
both
saw
I have
them?
text messages. Excuse me?
You saw them?
I saw him running. I didn't see her. I think they parked up the hill. She stayed in the car. She called while he was coming down. She called and told me to come out the door.
Okay.
I didn't see her. I seen him. But
Were the police
he
called?
don't know where. Excuse me?
Were the police called?
No, I didn't call the police right then because I didn't know it was them. I recently found out it was them when they sent the text messages telling me that they was gonna do it again.
But you didn't call the police when your house got shot up.
I couldn't call and just say it was them because I seen someone running, but I never seen him before in my life. I never have seen him. I really didn't know it was them until they told me it was them.
Okay.
So I couldn't just call the police and just give a false report like Rachel and such came and shot at my house.
Well, you
I
don't have
really
to. I'm just saying you never called the police and said my house was shot up.
No, because I was finna move actually.
Okay. All right. So you're saying you're telling me that you have evidence that she's been violent towards you.
Yes, I have evidence bragging about shooting at me and my child, gonna do it again. And
When you say
gonna
your
shoot
child,
further
which child are you talking about?
our child.
So you're saying she and her boyfriend shot at her own
I have
child?
a text message that says, I shot at you and your child once, I'll do it again from her number.
Okay. What about the FaceTime call you had with her when you threatened to shoot her in the face?
I never threatened to shoot her in her face.
Did you have a gun?
She called me, me and my mother was sitting down. She called me, she hold up like a Glock with an extended clip in it and said, you keep playing, I'm gonna come shoot your mother's house up. And my mother is the witness. She's witness on this case. She should be online and she heard it too. She didn't see me with a gun.
Did you hold up a gun after that?
No.
So how
And
did
this
she get a
gun that she
screenshot?
just put up right there, I don't have no gun like that.
So how did she get a screenshot of you holding the gun up?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Because I never pointed a gun at her, ever.
Okay. What about when she says y'all were dating and you punched her in the eye and it swelled up?
Honestly, I think that's a picture from her sister was supposed to send me a picture of this guy beating her up and her whole face swelling up. But I told her, like, I don't even want that in my phone. I don't want to see that. So she was like, her face was swollen like a football. And I'm finna send it to your phone. Don't send it to nobody. And I'm like, no, don't send that to my phone because I don't want to get in my feelings, like, because I do care for her. And then if I would have seen it, I don't know how I would have reacted towards him. So I was just like, don't send it to me. So she was like, I'm not going to send it to you. But I have several voice recordings of her sister actually telling me what's going on and how it's going.
Again, there may be, but that's not, the sister's not here, and the violence of another person towards her is not necessarily evidence of you.
No, I'm saying that's how this started. It started because I called CPS. And
Okay.
first of all, she dropped my child off at my mother's house.
Okay.
And she never came back. So I called CPS because I found out, I was asking her, like, would you start sending food stamps over here? Like, you putting all the food stamps over there and you feeding other people, but they're for our child. So she wouldn't send them to me. So I called like the DFAS. Now, first I filled out for food stamps and they denied me, but I guess because she was still getting the food stamp.
Well,
So I
wait,
called
let me ask you this. Have you ever gone through the legitimation process for the child?
No.
Okay, so under Georgia law.
I didn't go through that because I really didn't know, because she had left her and it almost been a year. And I was like, she really abandoned her. So I didn't know if I still needed to go and do it because she was not around. She wasn't calling. She didn't check in on her child. She's not spent one penny on her child for almost 11 months. So I didn't know if I needed to go and get legitimized, because if I would have known that, I'm sure I would have went and did it, because I did not want her to go back. And she called the police, and the police told me that she said I kidnapped the child. When they got her from me, they said she went and said I kidnapped the child. And I have a message from them months ago with him bragging about she's finna put charges on me for kidnapping a child.
The boyfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right.
It was like they planned this months and months ago, but she just now following through with it when she
Well,
wanted.
this is a little bit different. You've admitted to leaving marks on her arm. You've told me how that happened, but I'm still going to listen and hear your
The
evidence.
marks. Oh, excuse me.
I'm still going to listen and hear your evidence, but you know, this is a lower standard than criminal world, and in the text she showed you said
Bit of a head scratcher. Hey, Judge. Bit of a head scratcher here. We've got, guys, what the fucking clusterfuck is happening? Oh my God. I hope somebody is taking care of that baby.
you mentioned beating the child and you mentioned going off. You're about to go crazy on her.
You said beating the child?
There was something about beating the child in that text, and then also about going crazy on her, on the petitioner.
Who was beating the child?
The text we just saw.
Oh, it was about him beating the child.
That's not what it was. A text from either way. The last line was, "I'm about to go crazy on your ass," and that was sent from you. She's testified. Is that right?
That's probably that's probably the night when they shot at us.
Okay.
I believe that's the same night that they shot at us.
All right. Okay.
And
Go ahead.
I ain't even got my phone. I was really finna say I got my other phone with the video in it from when the mark happened. The mark actually happened because of a pair of panties. I was holding my daughter. We was playing at first, and I had a pair of her panties. And she wanted the panties back so bad to where she picked up the whole sofa with me and my daughter. I'm holding my daughter. She picked up the whole sofa and flipped us out of the sofa. This the night when the mark on her arm happened.
So how did the mark get on her arm?
It was over a pair of panties because she was swinging, and she's strong. She's really strong for real. So I gotta hold her because it's gonna be in time. She's violent. She's trying to say it's me, but she's violent. If I could subpoena all of her boyfriends, all of her relationships ended because of her fighting them. Every last relationship that she have had ended because she's putting her hand on all of these men like she can be the man of. And that ain't right. Because I don't left situations when she'll be like, oh, and then it'll be a problem because I've been gone.
Okay, well,
she'll rather fight than me leave for a couple of days to cool down. Then she'll be like, oh, you can't come here. You can't see your child. But really, I'm trying to back away from the situation from fighting her because that's all she knows. Her family know this. I wish I could subpoena them to come and talk to you because her whole family know how she is. She got domestic violence from fighting her auntie. She been arrested for that. I don't have no domestic violence in my life, period. She have been arrested for domestic with her family.
All right. Well, were you present for any of that?
Any of what?
When she was arrested?
Yes, we was together. I was actually right by her side.
Okay. All right. What else would you like me to know about the allegations?
I just really wish I can send you all of these messages.
Tell me what the message. Just tell me.
Here's the thing. If she did indeed abandon the child for 11 months, I do believe him. That's just fucking backwards. That's not normal behavior. But she doesn't even seem to be that she's not even, she's not upset about that part. It's weird. Anyways, I don't know. We've got quite a bit left. We'll figure out what happens.
What they say.
Can I pick up the phone and just point it and let you read them?
No, I'd rather you just read them.
Okay.
And tell me when they're from.
All right, like she said, it started in the last threat that I gave her was in April. Okay, April 12th. I guess I don't know who it is because it's from her number 67845.
Shut up.
But and then the next one says, I no respond. It say, you won't do nothing but talk. Be ass nigga. I just beat the bitch I don't want to, because I just beat the B up and make her come tell you to see what you gonna do, since you asked her why she ain't telling nobody when I'm beating on her. Now, telling you now, I just beat her ASS, do something. It's like he always involved.
Melanie is saying hello from Amsterdam. Hi, Melanie. I saw your comment a little while ago. I'm glad you're doing well. If there are Europeans around you, you're probably going to want to wear headphones. Um, this is going to out you as a weird sort of court junkie. This is a weird one. I'm just going to say that. We've missed you too. This is crazy. This is a crazy hearing. Please clock in, Melanie. Oh, I'm so excited. I'll get to see your stats from Amsterdam. I love looking at my demographics.
Me in their situation. When they get to fighting.
You said he. Who's he?
Yes, but I guess it's him. I don't know. It's
So you
from her
think those
number.
are from the boyfriend?
It's from her number, so I don't know.
Okay.
All of this coming from her number.
Okay.
I got one from his number, and it say, "Man, bye. I don't want to fight or argue. I done already shot at you and your brother and your child. And you want to talk. You a bitch. Go wash your hands. You're not even worth it. Such and such, such and such. You're going to try to get me locked up." But he's bragging about shooting at me and my
That's
child.
from her boyfriend, right? That's not her, though.
This one right here is from his actual number.
Okay, that's what I was saying. So that's from the boyfriend. I'm not as concerned with the boyfriend here as I am with her.
Now I got email from Facebook, like, come to my house. I didn't know where she stayed at. She told me where she stayed at. I'm in Summit, Avondale.
When is this?
Ooh, it's no date. There's no date on that one. I can go in my. This was a Facebook. She was inboxing me on Facebook. I can go and see when the date was.
Just give me an idea.
Oh, it had to been around April. Because after April, I just blocked all numbers because I seen that she was not finna help me with her child. So I blocked all numbers. There was no contact with us. We was in Florida. We was going places, and it was no contact with her at all. Only contact was with her is with them sending me text messages.
Where was the child at this point?
With me. She dropped the child off at my mother's house and then come back to 11 months. And after 11 months, she called the police because she seen both of us from the same neighborhood, must I remind you. We knowed each other before we was even talking to each other. So after 11 months of her abandoning the child, she seen me in our neighborhood at a friend of ours, both ours, and called the police and said, I kidnapped the child. Really, she was trying to tell them I just recently did it, but the baby had been with me for 11 months already.
Okay.
So
what happened with that?
This just happened last month when she called and said I kidnapped the child. She did that 11 months after she left.
I understand what you're saying, but what happened with that report? Did the police talk to you? Did anything happen?
Yeah, they talked to me, but they were just basically like, we got to let the kid go. It don't matter how long. But she have actually called the police to the house where we stayed at for other situations, and it wasn't to come get her child. Like, we had a car together. I co-signed for the car. She had a car. She wanted a new car. I co-signed to get her a new car, and she was going to give me the old car, and I was going to get it fixed. She watched me spend all of my money into it. She gave me the title and everything. She watched me spend all of my money on the car. I got all the receipts. And as soon as the car was fixed, she had done tow the car up that I co-signed on. So she called the police like, this is my car, give me my car. But she already gave me the title saying that it's mine.
Okay.
The whole time her child is there, she's not coming to get her child or to see her child. She's coming to get a car that I paid for. I let them go with it. As soon as the car broke down, I look out the window one day, it's back.
Okay. Would you like me to hear from your witness?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's bring her
Because
in.
the witness was actually there when she's saying I pointed a gun at her.
Mm-hmm.
We were sitting right beside each other. I said, Mother, Mama, here she go. I know she finna say something crazy or do something crazy. That's why I always record it and save text message. I recorded
Okay, hold on.
voicemail.
All right, ma'am, could you please start your audio and video?
Okay.
All right, could you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Okay, you can lower your hand. Were you party to a FaceTime call between the two parties? Were you
Yes.
present when they were FaceTiming? Around when was that?
It was around what month? It was in May.
This year?
Yes.
Okay. And what did you see or hear?
I heard her say that she was gonna shoot my house up. I heard that, and I heard him say, come on over. And she said, I will. So I know I heard her say she was gonna shoot my house up.
Okay. And your son was egging her on?
No,
Then what was he saying? Come on over.
because she said she was coming over here to shoot my house up. Because I guess whatever transport when they was talking, I heard him say, well, she was saying, well, you come on. She said she was going to come and shoot my house up. I know I heard all of that. I heard that part right there. I will come and shoot your mama house up. Then I heard the guy, whoever's supposed to be her friend, I don't know who he is. I don't know that person. But I heard him say, I don't drove by there before. I know where you stay.
Who was saying, come on over, come on over?
That's the guy that she was dating. I guess the guy she's dating. I don't know him by his name, but I heard him in the background say, I know where your mama stay. I will be over there. I don't been by there before. I know where she stayed.
But you said, someone said, come on over in response to her saying, I'm going to come shoot up your house. Who was that?
That was Rachel was saying that she was going to come on over.
Okay.
That she know, yes, that she was going to come over and shoot my house over.
Okay. Have you ever witnessed anything else?
No, I haven't. That's basically the only thing. And I don't heard her. She calling. She also called. I tried to help her myself once, and she called me she told me I was a messy ass bitch. She called me a bitch.
Okay.
Cause that was Rachel.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to ask this witness, sir?
Excuse me?
Anything you want to ask this witness?
No.
That's my son.
I know. I understand.
I can really ask because she's saying like I kidnapped the baby. Did that all matter with this case right here? Because the police came and got her saying I kidnapped her, and here go
So
my
I
mother.
don't have, this is not criminal. This is just civil. Under Georgia law, I mean, it's not, it might go to credibility at some point, but I'm not determining whether anybody kidnapped anybody. That's not alleged in the petition, and I'm not considering that at this point.
So this basically just about her saying me beating on her?
It's what's in the petition, yeah, that you've been violent with her in the past, threatened her, and she's in fear for the future going forward at this time.
Oh no.
No.
Can I say something?
No.
If anybody
Okay, stop. You were served with the petition. It says what she's alleging. She's alleging that you have been violent in the past. This is not about kidnapping. Okay, this is not about who's the better parent for the child. Under Georgia law, regardless of what I do today, under Georgia law, unless and until you go through the legitimation process, you have no legal rights to that child at this point. Okay, under Georgia law. So if you do take a child without permission and you don't have legal rights to them, you could face criminal interference with custody charges. I'm not deciding that today. I don't decide. All I'm deciding is if I'm going to issue a temporary order to prevent the respondent from having contact with the petitioner to prevent future violence. Okay, that's it. By preponderance of the evidence. It's a very low standard compared to the criminal world. This is just a temporary intervention. And that's what I'm deciding. Okay. So that in mind, do you have any questions further for your mother? Okay. Ma'am, Miss Person, do you have any questions for this witness?
No, I do not.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. You're excused. All right. Ma'am, do you have any questions for Mr. Benson?
No, because then I would be speaking on stuff that you really said didn't matter. So I don't.
Well, it depends on what he's testified to. So, ma'am, he testified that you and your boyfriend, it was actually you threatening the boyfriend. You and the boyfriend threatening him. What do you say about that?
No, I don't. This man started out threatening because he's not my boyfriend anymore. I am with child by him, but he's not my boyfriend. He started out threatening him. So once
it's actually you threatening the boyfriend. You and the boyfriend threatening him. What do you say about that?
No, I don't. This man started out threatening because he's not my boyfriend anymore. I am with child by him, but he's not my boyfriend. He started out threatening him. So once he got to his point where he was tired of being threatened, because Quentin Benson is older than my old boyfriend. He's older than him. So when he realized I was dealing with him, that's when he got irate. Like, he was threatening him first. I don't know about the messages going back and forth with I shot at your daughter, because no, I would never take a man anywhere to shoot at my child. I would never do anything like that. So as far as him claiming that, I can't say a yes or a no to that, because I would never take a man to do that. And as far as all this happening just last month, I got my daughter from him in April. It was nowhere near even a full year with my daughter being around him. So, because it ain't even August yet. And I got my daughter back early April, like April the 7th, April the 8th. So none of this could have happened last month. So that's a lie.
How long was your daughter with him?
She was probably with him about 8 months, probably 9 months.
Okay.
That is for sure. Because prior to that, I did have a car, but I stopped having a car. His mom was serving as our middleman. I would
What? Not having a car has not ever. I'm so perplexed right now. This is fucked up.
take her to his mom. His mom would take Breasia to her father. And once my car went down, I have messages where I have sent to his mom, asking his mom, can she go and get my daughter and bring her home? Any other time, she never had a problem with bringing my daughter home, until her son started manipulating her and arguing with her and getting mad at her because she was helping me take care of my child when he didn't want to watch her for me. When I was going to work and he didn't have a job. He was staying in an apartment that's in my name. And he didn't even want to watch her.
Tell me he said that the way you got the marks on your arm were from an incident where you flipped the couch.
No, that is a lie, because my daughter was in a whole baby seat. So he was nowhere near holding her. So, and he wasn't even on the doggone couch.
Stop shaking your head. It's not, both parties need to understand you got to keep a poker face during this. Shaking your head does not make me believe or disbelieve anybody anymore. Okay, go ahead, ma'am.
So either way, I didn't flip no couch over on him or my daughter. So he was never, when we got into the argument, he was never holding my child, because the day with the panties in his hand was a whole completely different day. So that's very inaccurate.
So what happened on the panties day?
On the panties day, I was out, I think, like with my friends the night before. So when I came in that night from hanging out or whatever, I took a bath and stuff. My panties was in the dirty clothes. So he went in there and got them, and it had like a damp spot in the middle. Every woman has discharge. It wasn't no.
Oh my fucking God. Seen this part yet? Oh my fucking God. You guys cannot see my face. Oh my God. He stole her panties? I was so confused about the Her damn ass. Wow. Okay. I think that you know how on Credence and Mikey's channel they have the hard sock emoji? I believe we should make a wet panty emoji, okay?
Was in the dirty clothes. So he went in there and got him, and they had like a damp spot in the middle. Every woman has discharge. It wasn't no irregular looking discharge. It was damp in the middle. So he tried to throw around accusations. So I told him to give me my panties. So why do you have my panties? And that's how we ended up getting into it that day. Every picture that I submitted is either in Maple Walk. That was our first apartments that we shared together. That's when he blacked my eye. And the other pictures came from Eastwick, where he was recently just staying with the apartment that was in my name. Them the only two places. And then from when we stayed with his grandmother at the house that his mom dwells in right now, we were staying downstairs in a room. Like none of these pictures have anything to do with my current relationship, because we had our problems, but why would I submit pictures from anything that he did to me to put against him? All of my pictures have dates on them. They got time frames when I sent them in. It has the accurate date on it. So no, all these pictures are from when I was dealing with him.
When, okay. All right. Anything else you want me to know?
That he's manipulative. It's I don't know what, but other than that, he abusive. It is what it is. That's it.
Okay. And okay. Okay. So give me 1 minute. I've got to process all of this and figure out, make sure I'm going to make my decision.
Judge is like, I need to make a therapy appointment immediately. In fact, I cannot rule until I've made my appointment with my therapist because this is going to need to be processed.
I'm sorry, Judge, but also in regards to what his mom said about just in May, my boyfriend was in my child's father has been locked up since.
Yes. Are we going to vote? Sure. Thank you so much for reminding me. We will go 1 for granted, 2 for denied, 3 for deferred. Let's just see if the judge is a pussy. Like that wet ass pussy. No. Seriously, 1 for granted, 2 for denied, 3 for deferred. There will be a wet panties emoji. You know, I have no images in my mind, but yet I'm thinking about like just the scene, just the fucking mob scene of whatever that evening was when Buddy went and grabbed her dirty panties and was like, "You've been fucking somebody else. That your panties are so wet." And she's like, "They're not fucking wet. That's normal discharge." And and then Hulk smashes a couch. Like I'm sort of believing that that might have happened. Oh.
The beginning of April. So he ain't even been around while none of this has been going on. He hasn't even been in the picture. He's been locked up since the beginning of April.
All right. Okay. All right. I've heard some serious and very concerning allegations from both sides at this time. Currently before me, though, the respondent has not filed against the petitioner. The only thing I have is a petition filed against the respondent. And so what I'm deciding today is while there may have been acts of family violence committed, or alleged to have been committed by the petitioner against the respondent. I've also heard evidence of acts committed by the respondent against the petitioner. I've seen pictures, I've heard differing accounts, and I've tried to resolve it as best as possible. Sir?
Sir, shut up.
I'm about to make my decision, and I'm not sure that anything you say is going to help you. Do you have a question?
No, it was just something I needed to add in because she's saying that I'm violent. But the first situation we ever got into it with, she took a whole bunch of pills and I was out with my friends. When I came home, this was the first time we ever got in an argument or fighting. The doctor prescribed her some pills. She took almost half of the bottle. As soon as I came in the house, she punched me in my face.
Okay. All right. Thank you for letting me know that. As I said, both parties are alleging violence by the other party against them. The petition before me is this petition. I've seen evidence. I've heard some admissions from both sides. I've seen nasty texts from both sides that could be construed as threats, and are certainly aggressive. But at this point, I'm determining whether there has been it only takes me to find one act of family violence by preponderance of the evidence. And I find that there has been one. You admitted that you've grabbed her arm and left a mark before. That text that was shown could be considered a threat. And that's without all the pictures that the respondent disputes having caused the other things. So I find there's been at least one act of family violence that has occurred. I think this sounds like an extremely volatile, dangerous situation for both parties. But at this point, I'm finding that there has been an act of family violence. I'm going to extend the order for 12 months. It will be in place from today until July 12th of 2024, when it will expire naturally. The respondent is not to have any contact with the petitioner or her minor children and their residence, workplace, or school, and any subsequent residence, workplace, or school, and not come within 100 yards of her and the minor children. The respondent is ordered not to have any contact, direct or indirect, with her by any means of communication. And under the current Georgia law, she has sole legal and physical custody of the child, and the respondent is not to interfere with that custody. Additionally, the respondent will attend a family violence intervention program to learn to address the issues surrounding domestic violence. And the first date of that program will be August 11th of 2023 at 9 a.m. It will be virtual, and we'll place you in a breakout room with the compliance officer in just a moment so you can get started on that and get the information on how to get started on that course. While this order is in effect, you're not allowed to own a firearm under federal law. And I'm going to add to this order that nothing in this order precludes the defendant from pursuing his legitimation action. And any future orders and any legitimation action shall supersede anything in this order to the contrary. Okay? So if you want to go through the course of law and get rights to that child, nothing in this order prevents you from doing so, sir. Okay? All right? And so I'm going to, ma'am, you should get a copy of this order emailed to you from the clerk's office when it is filed. Sir, you will meet with the compliance officer and he can tell you how to get a copy of that order if he doesn't give you one, okay? All right, you may ask a question, but I may not answer it or be able to answer it.
I was going to ask, can I get someone to like represent me and we redo this over with? Because
No, we've missed that. We've missed that time, sir.
So all right. I don't get to submit
you
no
can talk
evidence.
To somebody else if you want. You had an opportunity to do that. We had the hearing today. You've talked about the evidence you had. I said I found that she may have committed acts against you, but I found regardless that there was evidence that she presented that you committed acts against her as well. And that's what we're for today. If you feel like she has committed acts against you, you are free to file a petition against her. Okay? You're free to consult with an attorney at this time. We've had a full hearing. I have made my decision. Thank you.
That was a fucking roller coaster to the very end, wasn't it? That was crazy. I'm just, Ika, I'll let you in a minute. Listen, you guys, I hope you've had a look at the lighting. It's a little odd. I hope you've had a wonderful evening tonight. We have had she's never forceful like that. But the drama does go on and on and on. I appreciate all of you. I've got to get to work on some more videos, and I appreciate each and every one of you being here. Please remember, Ika, I'm almost done, honey. This cat won't shut up. Please remember that I love you and I'm proud of you, and that I will talk to you tomorrow. Yeah, you know where to find me during the day and at night over here in the kitchen. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. He can barely believe it.